Hello. Yes, it is going to be a food stream of various kinds, actually. If you can believe it. If you can believe it. There's going to be a drink, and then there's going to be food. Lots of Tusha recommendations. Tusha makes good recommendations. Is this something or anything? Police time will no longer be wasted to investigate. Yeah, I saw this. Legal social media posts, freeing up officers to patrol the streets and tackle real crime. By scrapping non-crime hate incidents, we are balancing the protection of vulnerable communities while respecting free speech. Yeah, no more police powers to fuck you up for things that are legal. Well, not no more, but at least with regards to non-criminal social media posts. I look forward to more things being considered criminal, though, personally. We'll see. Big time foodoid. Even though I don't need to, I recorded did another food video today. Damn, let's go. Whee! Did I mention Super Yummy Munchie Cat is a year old as of Sunday? Damn, time flies. Time flies. One thing that sucks. One other bit of news that sucks. I'm supposed to be flying to Hungary on the 18th. UK is starting to get hit by the Strait of Hormuz shit, and we're about within the next week we'll be facing severe jet fuel shortages, and people's flights are expected to be cancelled. I know we all are, but the timing, like, could you... the fucking timing, bro. We'll see what happens. We'll see if we go, and I guess we'll also see if we get a refund if we don't go. Who knows how that works? Who knows how that works? We also just bought Australia tickets, but that's not until like October 30th. So hopefully shit gets better before then. Oh, why would you have a fuel shortage? Didn't you hear that we beat Iran 12 times? Yeah. Beat them so hard that we beat the damn oil out of them. Unfortunately, Iran's oil is like and the oil that passes through areas controlled by Iran is like Sonic's rings. If you hurt them, all that oil flies out and then disappears. It's just how it works. It goes nowhere. It just evaporates. Unfortunately. I thought you all rode bikes everywhere in your walkable cities. I mean, I fucking walk everywhere. Lucky Bee has an electric scooter. But I can't really walk to Hungary. It's not really an option. I guess I could, right? UK to Hungary is walkable. I go through the Channel Tunnel to France, and then from there walk. Don't even need to walk the Channel. Yeah, exactly. Don't need to swim to Europe. I can go through the Channel Tunnel to France, and then from there walk. I guess. Yeah. It would probably take me so long that I would run out of the time I'm allowed to be in Europe. I feel like by the time I got there, the 90 days or whatever you're allowed in Europe, the 90 contiguous days you're allowed in Europe, I would probably be deported upon arrival. It's fine though. I had a lot of old women talking about me today. I was filming in another workman's cafe. Well, that's like a working class cafe, not really a workman's cafe. It's a bit nicer than a workman's cafe. But I was filming, so like all the grannies were like, I think he's. My son told me about this. I think he's doing the YouTube thing. They film all their food. Oh. There's a good headline that's a bit nonsense. Speaking of black women and diversity, there's a good headline that's kind of retarded, but very funny. I left the UK for Vienna. It's safer and cleaner, but I miss the diversity. It's so good. It's so fucking good. Anyway. No, it's retarded because Vienna is is part of the caliphate, man. Apparently. and I believe it is a black woman making that complaint. All right. Bam. I was recommended a Pepsi pilled video. The toughest, like, you can be in love with and you can be in a relationship with someone who doesn't share all of your values. And the toughest mismatch that Lucky Bee and I have is that she likes Coke and I like Pepsi. That's the toughest part. It would only just take me just over 16 days. Sorry, to be clear, do you mean 16 days worth solid of walking? Still, I mean, even if it was that, I could do that. Easily fit that into 90 days, but... Freeway cola. I had some weird colas in Japan that I don't know are going to make it into videos. I guess I'll slip them in as filler. Well, I mean, I had a can of cheesecake. I had a cheesecake drink. That's not a soda, though. In Japan, there was like a Netflix promo at 7-Eleven or something, and I got a Netflix energy drink. I got a drink called Tough Man Refresh. They have Yakult soda over there, which is alright. What else did I have? Oh, fuck, man. Okay. There was a drink with weird art called Lifeguard. The worst fucking soda I have ever had was in Japan. Disgusting. Horrendous. It's called Fizzpresso. It was a coffee and lime soda. Fucking gross. This genuinely vile. If you brew coffee wrong and it's under extracted, it gets really sour. It tasted like fizzy under extracted coffee. Just fucking disgusting. It tasted like someone made an espresso wrong. But also fizzy, which made it way worse because it gets all up in your nose. Yeah. Alright. Let's find out. Lifeguard had a really tasty candy, like a gel in a sachet. I didn't get that. Your hotel had Calpis on tap? So did mine. Well, not on tap. The Asakusa Tobu Hotel, in the breakfast buffet, they had jugs of drinks, different juices and stuff, but they also had Calpis. Infinite Calpis in the morning. Calpis is real good. Yeah, I like Calpis. I didn't like the Korean Milkis I got. That Korean melon Milkis tasted all synthetic. Tasted like fucking industrial rubber or some shit in there. Really weird. People are saying it's like the worst flavor though. Yeah. You don't know about Calpis and Milkis? What's another one with a dumb name? What's another weird name one? Yeah, Aragast. I've had Lester's bacon soda. I got the artificial bacon soda. It's fucking gross. Yeah, it's real bad. I bet the peanut butter jelly one could be okay. I think pumpkin pie is probably just like a pumpkin spice one. Ranch dressing, I would not touch with a 10-foot pole. You know about Calpis renaming to Calpico? I didn't know about that, but I heard of Calpico. There are a lot of weird localizations when it comes to food and food names. There was a really weird one that I can't remember. I can't remember it. It's very strange. A less strange one that just seems a bit... Oh! I have a theory about something else. Pocky is not called Pocky in the UK. It is called Mikado. And for a long time I was just like, why aren't they calling it Pocky? And then it dawned on me. There's another very similar word. There's another word that sounds a lot like Pocky that I bet that's why. Oh, hang on. Why Pocky rename UK? I wonder if I'm right. Nope, it's not why at all. It's not why at all. Pocky is renamed Mikado in the UK and much of Europe due to production licensing agreements with Mondelez International, which distributes the snack under the name of a similar stick-based game. Oh no, that's just to be more similar to that. That's just the reasoning for the new name. That's not why they moved away from it. I just saw that there was a reason that wasn't that, but no, that's why they chose that name, not why they didn't choose to keep it. Okay. Why Pocky rename UK? And then I'll also type in the other word. Not seeing anything about it. Not seeing anything about it. Okay. Alright. The Pepsi ad that killed people by Smoothly. It's called Mikado in much of Europe, apparently. Which I think counts against the slur theory as well.
If the word death is anywhere near your brand's name, chances are you've messed up.
Liquid death.
If you're unsure, please consult the PR danger guide I made up while walking around the Boston.
Are you allowed to call your food poison? Is that legal? Surely you can't say something isn't poison when it is, but like, what if you say it's poison when it isn't? Is that okay?
Public library. All companies start with a danger value of 10. If the death pertains to the founder over the age of 70, or you are a canned water company, multiply by 0. As
there we
no
go.
Cause for concern. Off-site employee
Gotcha.
deaths over 50 get a 0.8 multiplier, and depending on how much younger than that they are, it can reach up to 3 times. All violent death is automatically punished with an additional multiplier of 5. But this is where the numbers really start to get large. On-site employee deaths are subject to no less than 20
Could I release an energy drink called rat poison?
times per offense, but no more than 80. Consumer deaths are subject to 10,000 times per offense, with an additional 10x multiplier if the victim is a child. The most egregious offense is a death caused by your company on a non-consumer. There is a non-negotiable 1 million times minimum.
Non-consumer child death. A man drank a Pepsi. The Pepsi released a hypercarbonated drink. A man drank it, and it turns out that in his digestive system there was a loose bone shard, and the pressure from the carbonation launched it out of him like some sort of necromantic spell, and it went through a child's skull.
What's wrong, little Pepsi? Is everything okay?
Actually, do you remember when you guys were asking me if you sold enough Rogue that they were like, we're going to do a Harmful Opinions flavor, what would I call it? Remember, I said Death Ray. It would be cherry vanilla called Death Ray.
Oh. Oh, no.
Ah.
Wrong,
Fucking...
little Pepsi. Is everything okay?
Fragmentation grenade tossed at a parked Pepsi truck.
Oh. Oh.
Pepsi records show that at least 32 delivery trucks have been stoned, burned, or overturned. Ah.
Oh, no. No.
The following month, a grenade tossed into a Pepsi plant in Davao City killed 3 employees. The company urged the NBI... NBI, not NBA. NBA, we've sponsored you for so long. Come help us. You're tall. You can hit the grenades away.
Oh, no. No.
Mother's lower half covered at the funeral. They told me her legs were shattered, she says. Rosario's widower, Raul, didn't speak for days after his wife's death.
Oh.
When she died, Pepsi got on him. It was the tastiest thing he's ever had in his mouth. He didn't want to open it again.
No. What did you do?
Bounced off and killed a school teacher and a 5-year-old girl and wounded 6 other people.
Pepsi, what did you do? Before we officially get started, I literally can't even put ads on my YouTube content. Consider pressing the subscribe button to support me. Let's get on with it.
All right.
Is Pepsi okay? Thank you for asking. No, it is not. It is the 90s, and it is in the middle of a war. The most famous war in corporate competition. The Cola War. And they are not winning it. Which, of course, is not their
Is this Turkey Tom's child with Meowdalin?
fault. Their enemy is Coca-Cola, which was the most recognizable brand throughout the entire decade. In fact, frankly, the fact that we can even call it a war instead of like a scuffle is remarkable.
Kerfuffle.
Not only did they hold their own,
Kerfuffle.
they earned significant market share. And though it might shock you as it did me, America is not the only country in the world. So one of the main ways that they...
Pepsi is kind of raping Coke in terms of advertising in the UK.
had gone about expanding their reach in Latin America was with a contest called Number Fever. And the contest was not anything special. There is a number on the underside of your bottle cap with the number from 001 to 999. If the news station announces the same number, you win! Hooray! What made these tournaments remarkable was how much you could...
Did you see they've got cherry vanilla Coke now? You guys probably had it where you are for decades, but in the UK we only just got cherry float Coke. We've had cherry Coke for a while. We've had vanilla Coke for a while.
Win from them.
Not the combo
when they took
though.
This contest to the Philippines, which is the setting of our story, they were offering up to 1 million pesos per winning crown. That
It's $40,000.
Okay. $40,000 US dollars in 1992. And that might not sound that crazy until I put it in perspective. That is 611 times the average monthly salary there at the time. That is 50 years. And the Philippines had also just gotten out of a dictatorship that was famous for hoarding unimaginable wealth.
I've not seen this individual before, at least not in this photo. God, the Oblivion remaster looks so fucked up.
At the expense
I didn't go to the Shivering Isles in the remake.
of its people. What if you didn't get a damn number? Everybody got a damn number. It's on the other side of their cap. And finally, the competition was constructed in a way that made winning feel extremely achievable. You see, if the system were constructed so that it just told you what the answer was on the bottom of the cap immediately, you would immediately understand, oh, I'm not winning shit ever. But they instead made it so that there would be a number that
Good to know.
made seem like it would be random. This is the official rule set. It says it would be random. It would not be random. They had predetermined exactly what number would be selected, and there were only going to be 2 winning bottle caps per time that they announced it on the news. So the odds were not 1 in 999 as people were led to believe. It instead was the odds of 1 in 28.8 million. You are not hearing
Fair enough.
When I say 1 in 28.
You kind of have to be retarded, though, to think that 1 in every 1,000, let's round it up, 1 in every 1,000 purchased Pepsis gets someone 40 grand. You would have to be fucking retarded.
8 million.
If it was the case, this will be the story of how the Philippines ended Pepsi.
I mean, getting struck by lightning 3 times while standing in the exact same spot kind of odds. This is not happening. But the people were obviously absolutely ravenous for this. This is one of my favorite slides in the deck. Do we like this one, guys? Heavy with Rainbow Dash. Yeah, she do be looking about 20% cooler. I am so embarrassed for you if you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Sorry your 7th grade was a bad year for you. Lesbians versus the straights. Rarity is not a lesbian. Half of the country, or 32 million people, were actively playing. And some were buying as many as 24 bottles per day. One guy said that his kid got bronchitis from drinking so much Pepsi.
Excuse me?
Fun fact, by the way, got bronchitis.
Excuse me? I'm drinking too much 7-Up.
From drinking so much Pepsi. Fun fact, by the way, you cannot get bronchitis from drinking Pepsi.
Depends how you drink it. Depends which tube it goes down.
Little man drank so much Pepsi. But I just really want to illustrate exactly how life-changing this money was for these people. One of the winners, one of the legitimate winners, was a street vendor who was not used to having more than 100 pesos in her pocket, which at the time was equivalent to $4. Imagine living every day.
I have $0 in my pockets. I typically have no money in my pockets. Actually, that's a total lie. I've always got some money in my pockets. I'm kind of ballin'. Did I show you guys? Did I show you guys that I always have in my pockets? I just walk around the UK with fucking 2 grand in my pockets. Money, money. Money, money.
Of your life with $4. I'm not being facetious. I'm not saying I'm broke most of the time. I'm saying you have $4. But don't feel bad. Everybody.
Granted, yes. It is yen, and that converts to like a little less than £10, but still.
Everybody that you know also only has $4. And then I come up to you and I say, here's $39,996 for you to just have. This, per her own admission, was more money than she even knew what to do with. For you and I,
just don't do stuff with it.
Perhaps this is
just, you don't have to do stuff with it right away, okay? I mean, if you really want to make it something that'll last you the rest of your life, figure out how to invest it so you don't get inflation raped or something. But like, you don't have to do that today. You don't have to do that next week. You don't even necessarily have to do it within 1 year. You have time. You have time to figure it out.
Okay, let's buy a car and we'll get, like, I don't know, a year of rent. For these people, it was retire today and buy a boat. You would be able to pay for a hospital visit, or at least make a huge down payment on it. She was taking the caps. That is true, actually.
Down payment on my hospital visit.
Knack for this, Bishop. You've consistently called out things that, like...
Oh, no. Did she reinvest in Pepsi? Did she fucking reinvest? Did she just buy
I have not yet
40,000 US dollars worth of Pepsi?
Mentioned. Yeah, she was just taking the bottle caps. Another woman who won became known as Mrs. Pepsi, which might be cute if not for how dystopian that very transparently is. And her husband claimed that now just drinking Pepsi would get him in the mood, which I do not buy for 1 second. I think that he just wanted to have sex with his bombshell wife. But I digress. Pepsi number fever was wildly successful.
He didn't say it gets him in the mood to sleep with his wife, to be fair. Maybe that's his excuse. Maybe that's his excuse for cheating. Babe, I couldn't help it. Ever since you won the Pepsi tournament, every time I go out and get a Pepsi, I have to fuck a whore. It's not my fault. You did this.
3/4 of the nation would tune in live as the numbers were announced each week with literal sacks of bottle caps that they had collected and a hopeful glimmer in their eye that perhaps this would finally be the day that their lives could change for the...
It would be so sick. Okay. I want to know, is every number but the predetermined winning ones equally weighted? So these people would like go through their sack of bottle caps and realize, wait, these 5 numbers are missing. I have like 200 of every number except these 5.
The better. Pepsi went from 19.4% market share.
This is kind of reminiscent of the McDonald's monopoly stuff. This is reminiscent of the McDonald's monopoly stuff. Where it's like, collect the 4 properties to get the prize. 3 of them you're going to get 100 of, and then the only one that actually matters is the rare one. I think that mind rapes people.
To 24.1% market share in the Philippines off the back of this contest, which is astronomical. Taking 6% off of one of the most iconic brands in the world with a single campaign is all but unheard of. In marketing, there is no such thing as quit while you're ahead, because you never know if you're gonna have another smash hit campaign and when that would be. So if you find something that's resonating with an audience, you take that, you ball it up, and you run as fast as you can with it. So they extended the competition for an additional 12 weeks. And everything continued as normal.
All right.
A new winning number would be announced each week. Newfound wealth would be found for, at most, 2 families that would have otherwise never seen that money in their entire lives. And things went as normal. Several weeks passed just like this. Predictable and boring. Until May 25th, 1992. On May 25th, 1992, a man named Gabriel Mendoza would change the channel to the news to see if maybe this might be the week that his life might finally be saved. The numbers were then read aloud. 3, 4, 9.
Gotcha.
He frantically looks at his dining room table, scattered with Pepsi bottle caps, certain that he's seen this number somewhere before.
How can the Philippines ever recover from half of their population behaving like this? I'm sorry. It's over.
And, oh my god.
You're not allowed ube anymore. You have to have things taken away from you. Philippines, no more ube. No more halo halo. Halo halo is like a Philippines thing, right? Fuck. Yes. You don't get to have ube anything anymore. You don't get to have halo halo anymore.
He has 2 million peso caps. Of course, he has no idea how cosmically impossible the odds he just hit are. Those odds, by the way,
So you're telling me the Bruce Almighty lottery thing was based on a true story?
are 1 in 830 trillion, or the same as shuffling a deck of cards and getting the exact same order twice. None of that matters right now. Right now, his only job is to run to the Pepsi bottling plant as fast as his legs can carry him and collect his $80,000.
Wait, wait, sorry, I missed the detail where they instructed people to physically go to the bottling plant. Oh, fuck. It's a new Holocaust, but they didn't round anyone up. They just like fucking psyoped a minority into believing they'd won a Pepsi game. So they all ran to the death camp.
But as he runs, he realizes he's not alone. At first, it's just one man keeping pace with him. Then another.
Bottle
Then a
Royale,
dozen
indeed.
more spilling out of side streets and doorways. By the time he can even see the bottling plant, there are hundreds and hundreds of people.
I mean, if they're attacking Pepsi's property, they could have just said, alright, last one standing gets the prize.
Running alongside him. Because you see, Gabriel Mendoza.
No. You misunderstood. The winner is the person who collects all of the caps of that number. That's what you do.
Does not exist. It's a placeholder.
Don't even incite violence, just say whoever holds all of the caps of that number gets it.
Name that I made up. On May 25th, 1992, every person in the Philippines was Gabriel Mendoza, because there were not 2 bottle caps with the number 349. There were 800,000
Let's go.
of them. Everyone in the country looked down at their collection of bottle caps that day
Pretty
and
good.
found out that they had just become millionaires.
Why is he only picking the weird looking ones?
Okay, so how does this happen? Well, you see, a contest of this variety with a limited, pre-selected set of...
Yeah. Let me guess. They extended it, and they hadn't pre-selected enough winners to extend it, so they had to pick one that was already out there, or they fucked up and accidentally picked one that wasn't limited, even if they had planned for it.
Numbers
Simple
is
as, right?
a larger set of numbers, which are cleared for mass production as non-winners. 349 was one of them. But somewhere in the extension of the contest, there had been a computer error that no one in the company caught. And now millions of impoverished families in a new market that they had sought...
It's funnier if the marketing department just said, fuck it, who cares what happens, just pick any number.
to build goodwill with, are frothing at the mouth in the streets over the money that they had just rightfully won. And I forbid you to feel any sympathy for any corporate person at Pepsi, because an often forgotten detail of this story is the fact that just a month before this incident happened, the Chilean version of this exact competition had the exact same issue. This happened twice. There is exactly one...
I mean, if they fucking bombed these people, have no sympathy for them. They got fucking grenades thrown at their shit, man. Come on.
Episode of The Office I have not watched. If you're a fan of the show, or if you have even watched through the
just be
entire
civilized.
thing, chances are you know I'm talking about Scott's Tots, even if you didn't know it by name. This is the episode in which Michael has to tell a class full of...
Class action lawsuit. Class action lawsuit. Get your money spent on the Pepsi back and then some.
Seniors in high school that he had promised he'd pay for the tuition of back when they were still in kindergarten, that he's incapable of doing it. It is a painful watch. I have tried 2 separate times. This is the real life Scott's Tots. Because forget the Filipino Pepsi division.
Scott's Tots.
Pepsi as a corporation does not have 16 billion US dollars in liquid cash, which is what it would cost to honor every winning crown. For reference, that is $1 billion more dollars than the combined value of every stock on the Philippine stock market.
It's fine. Carry on to the next thing.
Together, $1 billion less dollars than what Pepsi now owes to its people. What the fuck? Oh, I don't know what to tell you. Vine coders, am I right? That's a really awesome comment, Red Star. Remember the bronchitis baby?
His chat fucking sucks ass compared to you guys. Just gonna say it. That's one of his standout chat messages.
Family
Holy fuck.
32 different bottle caps with the number 349 on it, good for 360,000 US dollars. Imagine the long journey.
Whoa. Wow, Tim loves us. I don't love you. I just have to be real. You're not like subhuman. Some of you aren't subhuman.
You can't get there soon enough. You've been romanticizing the entire journey there. What you're gonna do when you finally get that money. You're gonna buy a car. You're gonna repair your home, which has the drywalls have been cracking for years. You're gonna send your kids through college. Maybe, you know what?
I could afford Pepsi for the rest of my life.
And I don't mean that you're gonna go and see your mom or you're gonna spend time at your uncle's place. I mean, you're gonna...
Imagine being from the Philippines and going on vacation. Where do you go? Where do you go?
Get on an airplane for
Let's go somewhere where my money won't go as far.
The first time in your life. And you're gonna fly somewhere with your family. And then you get to the bottling plant. And you realize that the only money that you are going to be leaving with is the $4 that you had in your pocket.
They could do a
God damn, I think that's normal.
Could be a twist where technically you win $40,000, but via a guaranteed job at the bottling plant if you want it.
And if you don't look like that, you should be ashamed. Pepsi is absolutely panicking, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Laos,
and they immediately
maybe.
hit every single button on their metaphorical remote at the same time in hopes that it does literally anything. One thing that they try to do is say that there was an error and that the real winning number was 134, which was actually supposed to be next week's number.
I keep imagining with the great Japanese flood of Twitter. I keep thinking about how, like, when you and they're talking about loving the US, talking about loving the UK. When you go from the UK to Japan, you're a god because your money goes so far. As a Japanese tourist, if you're not absolutely fucking rich, do you not just feel like giga raped when you go to the UK or the US? Like, surely you're looking at the prices and doing the conversion and just sort of, holy shit.
The public, you're going to be shocked to hear this, says, I don't care, give me my money. They try to say that the serial code on the bottle cap matters because there actually were multiple different serial codes that could be on the bottling caps. The official rules say that
when you go from, like, seeing a vending machine and a drink is 40 pence, and then you go to the UK and the drinks at the train station are £4.50 to £5 from the vending machine.
The serial code is just to identify a winning crown is real, which we have the rule set, we can read it. And also, Pepsi has literally never included the serial codes in the announcements for any of its winners. Well, that sucks. Now they're all out of ideas. And they need to pay the public. And so they do. Out of the kindness of their
Divide
hearts,
it.
they offer $500 per winning bottle cap. Sorry, I'm getting...
I don't know, man.
500 pesos. Or about
Oh.
$15 per crown. And you have 2 weeks to accept it, or this offer goes away. In case you were curious how deep corporate greed goes.
That makes you more mad. How deep corporate greed... Well, how much do you want them to fucking offer, bro? They should just, erase the existence of Pepsi. They can't do that. They fucked up. Corporate greed, not handing out $16 billion.
This exponentially smaller offer was still something that the headquarters in New York considered generous and unnecessary and offered zero financial assistance to the branch in the Philippines for this objectively minor platitude. And this is the point in the story in which the Philippines begins.
Moral of this story is just scam. Just scam. No one's going to find out there's no winner. Just have it be impossible to win. No one's going to find out.
To go up in flames.
And then none of this would happen.
Because of a recent contest that they had been participating in, they happened to have a lot of glass bottles, perfect for making Molotov cocktails with. Riots started against any Pepsi institution that could be related to them. Trucks were being burned, bombed, and overturned left and right, which would then be put out by their drivers with the 7-Up that they had been delivering. A grenade thrown at the bottling plant itself took the lives of 3 completely innocent employees, and to my knowledge, they have never been either named or compensated accordingly. But most tragic...
Hang on.
They have never been either named...
You mean like their families, yeah? I don't know. just put some money on my grave, bro.
...or compensated accordingly. But most tragic was the death of a bystanding school teacher and 5-year-old girl who were killed by a homemade bomb that bounced...
Maybe Filipinos deserve to be tortured. I don't know, this...
off of a Pepsi truck. The wife's now widowed husband was offered $3,400 US not to sue. An amount that he initially rejected, but later found himself forced to take out of desperation.
It's just like the heckin' boys.
Congratulations, Pepsi! You've now killed 5, injured hundreds, and...
No, the people... Pepsi drinkers. The Pepsi fan base has.
...lives of hundreds of thousands. Hey, you know what makes...
If you run a contest and I win and you don't give me the prize and I kill someone, you did that. If you were the person who killed the kid, would you blame Pepsi for it? Would that be Pepsi's fault that you did it? Put yourself in their shoes. You throw a grenade at a Pepsi truck. Bounces off, kills a kid. Pepsi did that, yeah? No.
Makes this even crazier? The fact that it was widely alleged that Pepsi themselves attempted to villainize the 349 cap holders by hiring men to firebomb their own trucks so that it seemed like they were victims to their own brash
Pepsi speculators, indeed.
insanity. Don't worry though, the people in New York
Convincing your dad it's a wise move to invest all your money in buying Pepsi. Not stocks, literal bottles of Pepsi.
would not be swayed by the domestic terrorism happening an ocean's distance away. While the streets filled with riots, the people who weren't protesting with fire started organizing a legal coalition to fight for their money.
Yeah, that's what you do.
That was supposed to be my next point. Truly, I was ready to stay on topic. But then I read the sentence, the Pepsi-Cola Hot Shots basketball team changed its name to the 7-Up on Colas, and the thought of a major league being named after a soft drink was so funny to me that I spent 2 hours reading about the Filipino Basketball League. And I'll be damned if I read about that for no reason, so I'm gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
And soft drink was so funny to me that I spent 2 hours reading about the Filipino.
I choose to believe he spent 2 hours reading the Wikipedia page.
Basketball League. And I'll be damned if I read about
Not
that
going
for
any
no
further.
reason, so I'm gonna talk about it. It's really hard to overstate just how good we have sports here in America. You know, forget the quality of the play, which goes without saying. A couple years later, you guys have been on tonight. You guys are doing great with the comments. I'd bet serious money on their games. Who are for this?
Let me out.
But that still leaves 100,000
Okay.
association. I'm a milkmaster too. I don't want to hear about that. Anyhow, back to the Pepsi number fever, which is what you clicked on this for. Approximately 500,000 bottle
I'm always using aimbot. That's my secret.
caps were redeemed for 500 pesos, which even then cost Pepsi Philippines 8 million.
Shut the fuck up, random username. I don't want to get banned from the Overwatch League. Don't talk about my aimbots.
US dollars more than they had budgeted for the entire promotion. But that still leaves
I'm gonna get fucking banned from all those FPS games I play. No!
100,000 bottle caps unredeemed by people who were certain that they deserved 2,000 times that amount, each to the tune of $6 billion.
You can't just portray them as bug people smoothly. Okay?
And these people weren't going to let Pepsi roll them over without a fight, and so there were two main people anyhow, that I kept on seeing people rally behind. Vicente Del Piero and Bambi Santos.
The Filipinos descended like a swarm of ants.
Vicente was a charismatic man who somehow was both an advertising consultant and a preacher who formed coalition.
Maybe he doesn't know what people say about people from Asia. Maybe he just doesn't know.
349, which he created to attempt a class action lawsuit on behalf of all of the winners. The Los Angeles Times bravely profiled him and, for some reason that I am still unclear about, felt compelled to call him pudgy. Why did you have to do that, Bob? You look exactly like the level of serial killer the New York Times crossword would expect me to know. Why don't we keep to ourselves? And in keeping with the theme of
He looks like a gnome from EverQuest.
strange personal details, Vicente was willing to take everything to New York if he needed to, a place that he admitted he knew because of Frank Sinatra song. Now, Vicente was not particularly well equipped to fight the 50th largest company in the world, but he has 3 things on his side that make this a fight with a chance. A lot of angry people.
You have to understand. He has a lot. He has something on his side. In the Orient, life is cheap.
Employees at Coca-Cola, and God. You see, you need money to fight. And no one had much, but those who did would pool their money with Vicente so that he could do something. Do something sounds non-specific, which it was. Members of the coalition who could pay would give about 14 to 80 US dollars to a year.
Thank you, Bunny. What you been up to? How's the dog?
To publish anti-Pepsi
This looks like some weird Yakuza promo.
ads and work on the case despite not being a lawyer himself. In fact, Coca-Cola's Philippines CEO donated a pretty substantial amount, I believe it was like 10,000 pesos, and got him a megaphone so he could yell more efficiently outside of the Pepsi bottling plant.
This guy needs to open his mouth less widely. Much less widely, or get a tongue scraper. I don't like seeing your fucking cum crust.
Which is some sibling-ass shenanigans if I have literally ever seen them. But even those who couldn't support financially were endlessly grateful for Del Piero for being pro bono if they needed, and would take every opportunity to loudly voice their support for the cause. This included the journalists, who, as a fellow 349 cap holder, published many of the most delightfully biased articles I have ever read.
I need some kind of fucking aimbot for Slay the Spire too, man. I've now played like 6 runs as the Necrobinder. No win yet. I always get to the third boss.
Hello.
Thank you, Sick Fox. Hello. I always get to the third boss and get close to killing it, and then I get fucked. All my builds sort of like run out of steam or something. I don't know. My synergy's bad. I don't have a good grasp on the cards available.
And that includes InfoWars. Here are some excerpts. Del Piero, bless his born.
All the other characters, I can go Hydrogen Bomb pretty easily. Necrobinder, I'm struggling with.
Again Soul has been carrying the fight for 349 cap holders. A fighter he is. Nothing.
What's my build? Depends on the run.
Piero. He ain't scared of the courts. The Coca-Cola and Sarsi boys will pop open champagne bottles and celebrate, for they are the real winners of the Pepsi.
My last run ended up being an Osty build where I got it's called fucking Squeeze or something, where it's like the Osty version of Perfected Strike, and I ended up I was against the fucking Experiment or whatever. So I basically deleted his first 2 forms and then got eaten on the 3rd time he popped up.
Number Fever game. Also the lawyers. But wait, Del Piero has an ally. An ally unlike no ally. See, Vic Del Piero, spelled incorrectly, considers himself, first and foremost, a soldier of God. That's why I'm encouraging the Pepsi brass to jump out the window. Better to do it voluntarily than to be pushed by a mob of angry consumers.
Okay.
Absolutely delightful. Now, while Vicente Del Piero was fighting the good fight...
Okay. For a second, I interpreted his pose as something else.
Brother Bambi Santa...
yeah, Fred.
How do I say this? A fight!
AIDS?
He is far less documented, but I would be remiss not to include him. This dude...
It would be remiss of
me.
No, I would be remiss.
This man was fighting for 10,000 pesos, or $360 US, which is especially sad because this was one of the dudes that was buying 24 bottles a day for 2 months. Like, damn, dude. You suck at this game. You got 1,440 caps and only got 1,349? What were your other numbers? But 2 days after the number was announced, God himself gave him a mission. You will Pepsi, said my house.
I'm hitting my limit.
What the fuck this guy was
I'm hitting my limit with this guy.
doing. But as a shaman with a direct line to God, he finds meaning in the numbers that make up 349. 3 is for God, 4 is for love, and 9 is for consumers. For those wondering, the word consumers is a word written exactly 2 times across.
I'm okay. Yeah, Filipinos got fucking owned by Pepsi Cola. There we go. I wanted more crazy stuff. I didn't get as much crazy stuff as I wanted. Instead, we're going to learn how slop bowls replaced actual food. I'm not necessarily, I'm not necessarily familiar with these slop bowls. Not really. I mean, I know about microwave slop meals. Slop bowls? I presume we're not talking about poke. Acai bowls. I've never had one. I know about those. I'll probably have one in Australia, maybe. You know what I'm looking forward to and what Lucky Bee's looking forward to in Australia? That is insane that it hasn't gone other places. The purple rice yogurt drinks. Purple rice yogurt drinks are fucking so good. There's a brand called Yomi. And it's bizarre that it hasn't spread further. I feel like it would pop off in the UK. I don't know. It's a bit like how ramen is everywhere in the UK. And there's the chain Tenkaipin that do like a thick gravy-like broth. And I'm like, just fucking bring that to the UK. Launch it in the north, launch it in Scotland. It's fucking gravy noodles. You're gonna make a fortune. Instead, they're expanding to like fucking California. What do you? They're all gonna eat that there. Anyway. Gen or Jen. This was recommended by Tusha, I believe. This already looks like it has an AI-generated script full of bullshit. Yeah, we're on YouTube. Is the purple ube? No, it's rice that is purple. It's rice that is purple. Purple rice.
If you think restaurant food is starting to taste the same, not only
No.
are you correct, you're actually...
Depends where you go, I guess. I don't go to those places. Increasingly, more and more restaurants are getting their food from the same catering service. Yes, I'm aware of this. Simply don't go to those. Low volume, I can crank it more.
onto something far worse than you might realize. No matter where you go nowadays, restaurant prices are rising and menus all look the same. And one reason is those restaurants are all owned by a few private equity-backed groups.
There we go.
But the truth is, they're not actually the only ones you should blame here.
Ooh.
Look, I know it's easy to blame them, but private equity has been in restaurants since the 90s, so why is it that only recently food tastes like shit? The bigger problem is supply.
No, it doesn't. Just don't go to those ones. The reason it's okay is because people don't think it tastes like shit. They eat it. Someone's fucking eating it, bro!
A few companies control the supply of food to over
It's Cisco.
650,000
There we go.
locations from your local diner to that fancy white cloth dinner. So there's a good chance your locations from your local diner to that fancy
That's Alexander the Guest.
supply of food to over 650,000 locations from your local
I
diner to that fancy...
I guarantee you that where Alexander the Guest is going does not have this issue. He's Hungarian. I'm going to his country later... Well, not quite later this month. Next month.
white cloth dinner. So there's a good chance your favorite...
This is a way better video on slop bowls. Why are we eating slop? It's fine. I can watch all the slop. We're going to watch a man eating slop. Slop.
homemade dish at your neighborhood spot probably came from the same factory that's also increasingly supplying hospitals, prisons, and schools. And as I reveal, it's creating an interesting paradox where mom and pop shops are disappearing and restaurants are becoming either low-tier slop bowls or high-end luxury dining. But even with restaurants dividing into these two extremes, the experience everywhere is becoming the...
Or worse. They're becoming like a pop-up street food style place that only exists in food halls. That's like the mid-tier popping off thing right now.
Exact same from the look, taste, and paying more for less. And if something isn't done, we won't just be eating worse. We will be losing one of the last things Americans can all enjoy. And
Americans would rather let the devil take over the world than simply learn how to cook themselves.
in a country this divided, that might actually be the last thing we can afford to lose.
The entire slot bowl industry and the commercial real estate market are interconnected.
Taco Bell has fallen.
Corporate slop bowls, food that's designed to keep the body alive.
If fucking eating at shitto places is the only thing that makes you happy, maybe you should not be alive.
But kill the human
Just
soul.
saying!
Food should belong to everybody.
Why are we forced to eat slop? Because you won't do what's necessary to be able to afford the nice stuff or fucking cook it yourself. It's up to you. Become a slop critic and get paid to eat the slop. That's what you do.
So if I'm gonna be real with you, one of the biggest reasons I'm
How many of these people within a week of this video ate somewhere and found it to be fine that this relates to?
made this video is because I've been frustrated with the restaurants where I live here in Austin. It's overpriced for mediocre food, and it's easily the most overrated foodie city in the country.
That shit looked tough. That looked like a tough rib.
As I found, and as you'll see, this is a problem across America. So if that's the case, surely is because of private equity, right? I mean, it's not far off.
We're gonna find out that everything is just 3D printed corn byproduct.
Private equity is buying up all your favorite restaurants, loading them up with debt, cheapening the ingredients, and firing half the staff. And they're consolidating a lot of restaurants under a few brands, like Inspire brand, backed by private equity firm Roark Capital, and one of the largest fast food groups in the world, owning Subway, Arby's, Baskin Robbins.
He should look at the, or maybe not him. Someone should look at the chainification of mid to high-end restaurants.
Just to name a few. There's a few other big restaurant groups doing the exact same thing. So yeah, maybe it is easy to just point the finger at private equity and call it a day. But here's the thing. If incentives reveal outcomes, the last thing private equity would want to do is to make their restaurants go to shit. Sure, they make money regardless through management fees, but the real money...
But what is going to shit from their perspective?
Growth. When 3G Capital bought a struggling Burger King after the 2008 crash, they did cut a bunch of costs, but they also helped turn the company around.
Ultimately, what are you wanting? I want my food to be good and cheap. You have like one option, make it yourself. Make it yourself or embrace slop bowls. Those are your choices.
It's a big reason Burger King expanded internationally, and by the end of it, 3G Capital and its co-investors became $14 billion richer. So what I'm trying to say is that it would be disingenuous to say that private equity hasn't helped restaurants. They've been in the space now for over 2 decades, and for most of the time, it worked. Customers kept coming and sales kept growing. Which brings us back to the question, if they're so good at this, why is food only now really starting to taste like doo-doo? Well, here's the thing. The private equity playbook has always cut costs, but there's a case to be made that those
God, I remember when fucking Taco Bell was delicious.
Cuts have finally hit a breaking point. See, in other industries, private equity can cut corners and customers have no choice but to deal with it. When they buy up houses, they use cheaper materials.
The real secret is go to fast food places and only eat the special edition things. Sometimes they're fucking cracked.
But you still need a place to live. When they buy retail stores, they replace workers with kiosks, and most customers tolerate it, sometimes even prefer it. But
I prefer it a lot.
Restaurants are different. You need people to cook, you need people to serve, and when you start slashing staff, shrinking portions, swapping fresh...
I like fucking conveyor belt shit. That's so good. Conveyor belt restaurants, so good. Restaurants where it's like a hatch attached to the kitchen, so it's just the chef putting your food there. That shit is so good. Death to all waiters and waitresses. Sorry.
Ingredients for frozen ones and refuse to invest in anything long term. Customers notice. And unlike housing where supply is limited, restaurants are everywhere. There's a new spot opening on every corner, so when diners are paying more for smaller
yeah, but like they're also closing constantly.
Portions and worse food, they have choice. But as you'll see later,
I feel like turnover is being mistaken for like absolute availability, but anyway.
Even that choice is becoming limited. So point is, private equity isn't blameless, and now it's starting to backfire after years of running restaurants.
Right, X, that's not... I feel like this is a case where a little bit more nuance is needed.
But at the end of the day, private equity still only accounts for 10% of restaurants. So if we're seeing this across almost...
The slopification is because of the finite availability. It's gonna be the shit that survives, evolves to survive, and then it takes up a space for something else.
All
you can look at it that way.
Who is to blame for this sudden decline? Turns out, it's not those who's buying the restaurants, it's
those who buying the food. No, never mind, fine. The true villains behind why
Because
restaurants
behind
suck
almost
now.
every restaurant, be it a chain or your local bistro, there's the same small group of giant distributors supplying them all. And once you realize
The people eating at these places are just fucking... I believe the term the kids use is goy cattle. People be looking up reviews, looking at the food before they go.
this, you'll see you never really had choice to begin with. For most of the 20th century, restaurants bought their ingredients
Anyone stung by this is gonna continue. Is gonna watch this and be like, "Haha, so true." Anyway,
I feel
I'm gonna go get some corn
3
ribs.
years of subs next month. SMH.
Hell yeah, thank you, Brian. I'm gonna get some corn ribs and a pulled pork burger because I liked that when I had that at 5 other restaurants. Hopefully, this one will be good. And a different food item.
from local suppliers, butchers, bakers, and other small distributors. But today, that model has quietly been replaced by these broadline distributors. A broadliner is kind of like a Costco for restaurants. One company that can sell you everything you need to run a food business, from meat, produce, canned goods, napkins, cleaning supplies, pre-made desserts, even the to-go containers. And there's one name dominating the industry: Cisco.
Oh my god, you're telling me that cookie dough dessert I can get at every restaurant isn't made in isn't made in-house?
Founded in 1969,
What the fuck?
Cisco didn't just grow organically, but by merging 9 smaller distributors into the first true national food service supplier. Over the decades, Cisco has acquired well over 150 smaller companies and rolled them into its empire, where now only 2 competitors like US Foods and Performance Food Group remain. And these companies form such a monopoly that Cisco and US Foods are estimated to control 75% of the food distribution market, serving
You're
not just
destroyed.
450,000 restaurants, but also 200,000 more hotels, hospitals, schools, and prisons. So if I had to bet a lot of money, we've all tasted Cisco food without you even knowing it. The
Oof.
question becomes, why are restaurants even going along with this? It's because Cisco knows who they're selling to a T, and it's because they help create the conditions around them. Look, running a restaurant is brutal business.
not your fault, you're
Margins
cattle.
are notoriously low even at the best of times. And in a recent survey, 9 out of 10 operators said that labor costs are a big challenge, and a lot of restaurants struggle to find staff to meet that demand. So if only there was a pre-prepped everything that not only saves money, but also saves time for the existing staff that's already overworked and often underpaid, especially if that restaurant is owned by private equity. And that's exactly what Cisco provides, because they're not just supplying ingredients, they're buying pre-baked bread, sauces, desserts, and even that expensive steak that you might have just ordered might be one of their pre-grilled steak strips. As I mentioned, the bigger on their
Here's the thing, most of the people who are like, this is horrible, wouldn't tell the difference. I'm just saying.
underlying reason is that these restaurants are going with a Cisco isn't because they just want to, but
Most of the people who are like, this is horrible, if you gave them that steak for $30, they'd think it was okay. If you gave them that same steak for $60, they'd think it was amazing. This is who most people are.
because of the immense power that they hold. And because of that power, they can raise prices at a whim, have late or damaged deliveries or ingredient swaps, and especially small restaurants at a whim, have late
I feel threatened. They're gonna crush the egg.
or damaged deliveries or ingredient swaps, and especially small restaurants in rural areas don't really have any negotiating power because they don't really have any other choice. And that monopoly that they pretty much hold almost became even more powerful in 2015. Cisco tried to merge with US Foods, but that deal was blocked by the FTC after they
Nah,
found
I
that
don't
they-
think that's analogous, dude named John, because they're being provided. They're not being tricked. They're not actually being fucking tricked. They're being given what they want and enjoy and like, until they feel shame for being a slop eater. Like they only dislike it because they feel shame at their own awareness that they're at the trough.
they would have controlled 75% of the national market. But even just a few months ago,
I'm feeling a little misanthropic today, to be fair,
another merger was attempted between US Foods, and this time
because I got fucked recently. I got fucked yesterday, man. I showed you this, I'll show it to you again. I was gonna do a cafe video, all right, for my food channel, and I was gonna go to different cafes and show you the sort of stuff you can get at workers' cafes. Yeah. I went to a workers' cafe I've been to before. I went out. I traveled. I went to this workers' cafe where it had like pie and chips. Before I was like, it's okay, but it's like it's shitto, but it's like cheap and shitto, food to fill you up for the day kind of thing. I went there, and I ordered the most expensive breakfast. But I didn't look what was in the most expensive breakfast, because I've had like a million breakfasts. I've had a million breakfasts at cafes, at like workmen's cafes and at working class cafes. Normally, when you order the most expensive breakfast, what you're getting is a little bit of everything. The biggest plate, the most premium plate, you're getting a bit of everything. I got this. I got this for 10 quid. 10 quid. So, instead, where are the beans? I had to pick if I wanted tomato or beans. So instead of doing my video of showing like different things at different cafes, I've made a like battle of the breakfast video. I went out again and I went somewhere else, and I went to a different cafe, and I got a different cafe's £10 breakfast. Exact same price. So here's the breakfast I had yesterday. Same price. Here's the breakfast I had today. Didn't even have to choose between beans and tomatoes. You get both. Yeah, this is like typically what you'll get if you get the like premium. If you get the premium option, it's normally like this. What is the black thing? It's black pudding. It's blood sausage. Also, it's clearly fucking like. Was it good? It is what it is, right? Catering sausage, cheapo stuff. This is food for like tradies. This is food for builders to just get a lot of calories in the morning. It's not really a heightened culinary experience, but it's fine. The mushrooms are pretty fucking good. He cooked them in he like really well seasoned, and he cooked them in butter. Like a lot of the times you get your mushrooms and they're just plain and they're watery. These were not watery and they were buttery. Literally cooked in butter. It's like, you know.
I'm with Performance Food to create the largest food distributor in the US, but they actually ultimately scrapped talks due to similar antitrust concerns just this November. But even with failed mergers, it hasn't stopped them from expanding to more restaurants. Because if you thought that this only applies to fast food joints, think again. Even in fine dining restaurants, there's a growing demand for pre-cut, pre-washed, and pre-prepped items, and it's exactly why menus across the nation.
Why did he say pre? Did he say pre-washed?
Pre-cut, pre-washed, and pre-prepped.
Pre-washed, and he's showing fucking meatballs?
Items, and it's exactly why menus across the nation are all starting to look the same, no matter what price point and where you eat. So whether it's a hole in the wall or a fancy restaurant downtown, in many ways they're all doing this because it's now one of the only choices, and it becomes a necessity.
At the beginning, he fucking showed Alexander the Guest. Has he even done a video in the US?
To keep up with the rising costs of everything. So yeah, private equity is partly to blame, but these food distributors are the one who has created this ingredient monoculture, where the inputs are the same, then the output starts to taste the same, and the only difference now is the restaurant sign and their interior designs. Ooh. But even that's about to change. Because an unusual paradox is forming where things are becoming extreme, but also the same. And news can feel the same way. You scroll long enough and it's extreme outrage from both sides, but it all feels the same.
What?
You scroll long enough, extreme, but also the same. And news can feel the same way. You scroll long enough.
News can feel. It's an ad for the ground news. I thought he said a noose can feel the same way.
It's extreme outrage on both sides, but it all feels the same. This is why I've been using our sponsor, Straight Arrow News.
Oh.
Straight Arrow News delivers news the way it should be. Clear,
short Asian news
you can actually trust, and you get context and multiple viewpoints and deep.
Straight Arrow News sounds like something one of my fellow gamergatoids would launch a GoFundMe for, or launch a Kickstarter for. No Globo Homo News. Straight Arrow.
So you understand what is happening instead of reacting to whatever headline is designed to go viral. And the best part is that it actually helps you spend less time guessing which source to believe. You can follow the topics you care about, build your own personal queue, and watch anytime on the app.
Right, can I trust this?
Website. Go to san.com/gen or scan the QR code.
Use my sponsor to pay to be told what's definitely true. I have a little bit of a weird feeling about the service like that, okay?
Today. And now back to the paradox I was talking about. Because what we're starting to see is a weird...
Next video, I'm putting in a fake... I'm going to do an ad like this. But instead of Grand News or Straight Arrow, I'm going to pretend I'm doing an ad for Grok. But I'm going to advertise it the same way. Confused about the news? Just ask Grok.
Paradox in the restaurant industry, where at the same time everything tastes and feels the same, a weird economic horseshoe is forming where the extremes are squeezing out the middle. And even those extremes are also starting to look the same, which all this kind of sounds crazy and confusing, but bear with me, it will all make sense in a second.
There's no solution because people are too retarded to know when they're eating slop or not. You gotta go to the place that feels like you shouldn't be there. You have to go to the places that feel like you shouldn't be there, and that's when you know it's real.
Just like the middle class in the US is disappearing, so are the mid-tier restaurants. And what we're left with are increasingly polar opposites between low-tier fast food and high-end luxury dining. As you can guess, a lot of it is driven by inflation and economic uncertainties, as eating out is becoming more of a luxury for some families, and these people are choosing the extremes for that reason. Instead of going to that local restaurant with mid-tier prices, they...
It could improve culture, though. In a nation of less lazy people, it could be a force for encouraging home cooking.
May just trade down by grabbing a fast food burger here and there, or if they decide to eat out, treat it as a special occasion to go big on a fancy dinner. So due to this, the social experience of dining is changing to be either a utilitarian or luxury, in those mid-tier restaurants that are mostly
I wouldn't frame getting cheap food out as utilitarian when there's an alternative. That only works if you're like forced to be away from home. If you're fucking
mom and pop restaurants and that don't have centralized prep kitchens, bulk purchasing contracts, or Wall Street money are increasingly getting squeezed from both sides. And once they're out, the landlords want to replace them with reliable tenants, so franchises are swooping in to take their place. And nothing encapsulates this better than...
And why does it work?
Slop bowls.
Are we ever going to hit the point about why it works?
The food that's designed to keep the body alive but kill the human soul.
Or are you scared to tell your audience they're fat, lazy retards?
The bland, beige, sad mush of chicken, quinoa...
How did my Twitch start a hype train? Maybe it doesn't take many. I don't know. Maybe it was the 25 bits put it over the edge. I don't know. I don't know how that shit works. I just know it's a huge scam for you guys.
Lettuce designed to be eaten fast and efficiently during your 15-minute lunch break.
Ah, there we go.
Cubicle
the people that work in YouTube. It's called a packed lunch.
Your Excel spreadsheets. Kava, Sweetgreen, Chipotle, they've colonized every financial district, occupying the exact real estate that used to belong to actual restaurants.
The capitalists are trying to feed you deranged goy slop. Rice, beans, in some sort of edible container. They call it a burrito.
And you know who has a significant ownership stake in all three? That's right, it's BlackRock and Vanguard, the very same asset management companies whose wage slaves rely on these bowls for sustenance. And here's the thing, these...
Make a sandwich. Just make a sandwich, bro.
Were supposed to be the cheap option, but even this budget, fast casual food has become overpriced. And Chipotle...
This feels like a cope set. This feels like something for people to watch and cope about being dumb and spending way too much money. on food out and fast food. This is designed for people to be able to go, yeah, it's not my fault, it's not my fault.
Chipotle is probably the worst example, raising their prices 6 times since 2021. Can you believe it used to cost only this? And as every city continues to get divided in these two extremes, an interesting thing is happening where even the extremes are starting to look the same. Because the absence of these mid-tier restaurants created a vacuum, and investors rushed in not to fund creative food, but to fund concepts. This is why every new American restaurant in the country suddenly has exposed brick, light bulbs hanging from the ceiling, hard as fuck metal chairs where you can't sit for more than 30 minutes, and some corny live, love, laugh sign in the restaurant, all to eat a $24 burger. So why do you think I hate Austin food so much?
Dog, if you pay it though, and you're not like a reviewer or making content with it and gonna make something, if you pay for that, you deserve to suffer.
Is because it's full of these soulless restaurants like this. But the thing is, it's not an accident. It's happening everywhere. I think you all know this, but the restaurant business is a cutthroat business, and investors don't want creativity. They want provable, scalable concepts so their restaurant doesn't go under in 5 years. But
go on Facebook Marketplace, roll the dice. You're probably gonna get, like, odds of food poisoning go through the roof. Do what we do in the UK, although maybe it would be illegal in the US. I don't know. I don't know enough about the laws. Here we have people like selling meals out of their house. That's like a thing here.
This is created now, though, is chefs that actually want to create authentic, innovative restaurants have a lot harder of a time.
Like join like local Facebook groups and seek it out in the UK, and you can probably find someone near you who like makes home cooked stuff and sells it. Especially like roasts. Roasts are like a big thing with like you will go to some fucking random residential street in fucking bumfuck nowhere deep into the terraced houses, and it'll just be a normal house, and you knock on the door and they're like, oh, are you Tim? Here's your roast.
Breaking through to investors.
You can do that here. Can you do that in the US?
With the rise of delivery apps, it's further resulting.
Actually, I don't know if it's legal here, but people are certainly doing it.
In trading authentic food for convenience. With delivery apps taking 15 to 30% of every order, restaurants have redesigned menus around stuff that travels well in a DoorDash box. So nothing delicate, nothing fragile, just wings, burgers, fries, and...
You want to know the real worst shit about that? Saint Sadistic, Danny, I think, as in Rate My Takeaway, has done a few of those on his channel. It might be regional, though. It might not be everywhere. I don't know. Fuck, what was I going to say? The worst thing about the DoorDash and all that shit. I know they do it in the US in New Orleans, especially South. You're going to be buying that from someone's fucking house. Delivery apps. They fuck you over if you're gonna go to a restaurant and like, or go to somewhere and get something to take away. It can look like there's no one in there, so you're gonna get served, and you go in and you put your order, and it turns out you're like the 20th person in line. Fuck me.
Slop bowls, anything you can make in bulk, box cheaply, and later stuff in a microwave. You can see now how we've ended up in this kind of culinary.
If I go into your establishment, small local business, and I go in there and I order something, and I realize that even though it looked empty, you're not like triaging, you're not like making sure my order gets to me in a reasonable time, you're just slotting me in as like number 20 with 19 takeaway orders before me for like DoorDash. If that happens to me, I'm telling everyone I saw your staff say racist things. Watch out.
Horseshoe, where the low tier and the high end restaurants are slowly bending towards each other, melting into one giant slop bowl of this unseasoned mix of identical corporate investors, suppliers, and templated concepts. And America's restaurant landscape is starting to look like the country itself, split into two extremes with nothing in the middle. But what no one has talked about is how this vicious cycle goes way beyond restaurants. It's actually a larger commentary of something bigger happening in American culture.
The convenience trap. Oh no!
We can all agree that eating food isn't just about getting fed.
Here we go.
It's a ritual that everyone can share. But when all that is being abandoned for this
Shut the fuck
endless
up.
convenience and efficiency, the consequence will be losing something far more important in the process. And if something isn't done, there will be no shared experiences left. Because even if you are one of those people that only eat food for subsistence, you can't deny that forever that family-owned diner was one of the few third places that the community
oh
for
man
occasions, but
holy
places where
fuck
you can just go to. I mean, think about how many movies in the 90s and early 2000s used diners, coffee shops, and little cafes as their backdrop. And even if the country was indeed as divided as it is right now,
do you actually not have that, by the way? Is that even real? The UK has loads of that. The UK even has fucking malls you can go chill. Do you not have that anymore? Like, and you do, people do chill. You go to the mall and they're like fucking teenagers just like hanging out. They're not even like buying stuff. They just fucking hang out. Cafes, more for like fucking old people and like tradesmen. They're always fucking hanging out at cafes. I was hanging out at a cafe earlier today.
now, restaurants like that were a small glue where people could just exist.
Were a what?
Now, restaurants like that were a small glue where people could just exist with other people. But as more and more of those restaurants struggle or close or resort to cutting corners with a Cisco in order to stay alive, we're losing that culture and connection. And as more competition is eliminated,
don't you like go to like a cafe or a coffee shop and you get a drink? Do you not have like hipster you fucking have hipster cafes where they're like fucking, they're a roastery as well and they're sourcing their own beans. If you want real shit and you want a place where you just go and hang out, you go there. Yeah? Am I crazy?
It looks like it might get even worse as you continue to pay more for less. And yeah, it's tempting to just blame corporations or private equity or the system, but
it's you. It's you. It's you. It's you.
Somewhere along
it's you.
the way, we've all quietly accepted this.
There you go.
We've normalized
that should be part 1.
Mediocrity. From airlines that actually used to be
and nice, they like it,
housing that was a core component of the American dream, and entertainment like I talked about in my piracy video, and on. So we can blame all those entities all we want, and we would be justified in that, but we've also are the ones who normalize mediocrity in exchange for convenience.
Oh,
but
deep.
There is hope.
The emotional
millennials
music.
And Gen Z are looking at
if you've been watching this video, okay, and you reach this point and him saying that means something to you and you learn something and it makes you think, you should die and then the world will be a better place.
Corporate slop bowls and realizing that they're only paying for branding in some form of nostalgia, and it's not just worth it. The slop companies are taking the hit. Sweet Green stock is down almost 90% after their IPO, and Cava and Chipotle is tremendously down from their previous highs. Because surprise, surprise, people don't want to pay $17 for some soulless mush. And so here's some hope I can leave you. Unlike housing
people love,
you're stuck with limited options,
people love getting fucked. I need to show you something. Where can I find it? My girlfriend sent it to me. Well, I'm looking for it. Do you want to know? I've got a cool plan. I am literally going to go to Bakewell. Do you guys know what a Bakewell tart is? I'm going to go to Bakewell soon-ish. After Hungary, if my flight still happens. And I'm going to have a Bakewell tart in Bakewell. And I'm going to have the original Bakewell pudding. The ancestor of the Bakewell tart. And part of my plan is to contrast it with, there is a dish in Hungary, a sort of poppy seed pastry with vanilla pudding, that until the last 20 years was only available in this sloppy form, but someone came up with like a compact filled pastry version that became popular over the last 20 years, and I'm going to contrast the older evolution of the Bakewell pudding into Bakewell tart with the Hungarian pudding that became a portable pastry. Anyway, whatever. I found the video. Bakewell tard. Fuck you. Alright. Shake Shack. Shake Shack has come to Manchester. Get ready for this.
Arrived in Trafford Centre in Manchester, and this is what you can get for £10. This is their cheeseburger. Look at that burger. Wow. $9.95 for that burger. You get all that bread. It doesn't come with sauce or salad.
Somehow more extreme than Five Guys.
Look at that. Wow. This is going to be one of the best burgers in the whole of Manchester for £10. I'm pretty sure they just went to McDonald's and got a single cheeseburger for 79p and just charged a tenner for it. It tastes exactly the same. And they've also got chicken bites.
Yeah.
Look at these chicken bites. All those little chicken bites.
There is like a thing though. There is like a fucked up thing where people, it's not even just cope, because they don't spend it and then cope. They go somewhere like because it's expensive. The weird fucking status brained shit. The status brained shit. Almost Japanesey. You know, like the shit at sushi places in Japan where like you go there with your workmates and the boss gets the more expensive thing, the guy under him gets the less expensive thing, and they have like fake sushi that isn't even real rice in order for the lowest underling to be able to order something under everyone else, worse than everyone else's, so that the hierarchy is maintained. People here have like fucking brains that work like that, and they will buy the more expensive burger because it's more expensive.
Food is one area where you actually have a choice. Look, you can keep ordering the Slop Bowl, or you can pay a few dollars more for that local spot that's actually trying to maintain one of the last things we can all enjoy.
Do I mean places like Nobu? No, Nobu is like a fine dining level Japanese restaurant. I'm talking about like regular random shit. I don't know if that's common actually, but I did see it on YouTube, so it's real.
And I know what you're thinking, it's just dinner, it's not that deep. But that's where you're wrong. The more you choose convenience and accept the mediocrity that comes with it, the more you're voting for the kind of culture you want to keep
no
alive.
shit.
So there's a lot more I can say on this topic, and I'll be diving.
And guess what? Millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions are fine with it. Right?
Even deeper into this next week in my free newsletter in the video description. But if you haven't seen my video on how we mediocrity and entertainment, go and watch our video on how private equity made piracy great again, and like this video to continue learning how money and power works. Thanks.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. Gobnu. When you said like Nobu, you mean? Oh, sorry. I thought you were trying to say I thought you were asking, does Nobu have like fake sushi for the lowest ranked Japanese worker? I thought that's what you were saying. Oh, like Nobu is like a I go there because it's expensive place? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no. Definitely. Yeah. I misunderstood what you were saying. I misunderstood. All sorts of like high-end places are vulnerable to that. Not as bad as what's the Salt Bay place called? What's the fuck? Oh, I don't remember. The Salt Bay place is like one of the worst for that, but there is a Japanese restaurant in London called the Araki. I think it's the Araki or Araki. And the concept of it is literally just that it's the most expensive Japanese place to eat at in the UK. That's his gimmick. And that's like your Nusret is the Salt Bay one, yes, thank you. That Japanese place is like 100%. People go there because it's expensive, because that's what the gimmick is. We're gonna watch a man eat the slop now. Although Nusret, as many other places do, offer a set lunch menu. None of these motherfuckers talking about the food problem or that food problem, none of them are actually food people. Because if they were, they'd bring up since like fucking 2008, accessible options at fine dining places have been a big deal. Lunch set menus and stuff like that. Huge deal. That's how you get access to the high end without paying the high end prices. No one talks about it. That's literally one of the best answers if you have to eat out or really want to eat out.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me here. My name is Stefan Johnson, your CSO, your Chief Slop Officer, and I'm happy to report that profits are up, portion sizes are down, and customer satisfaction is not my department. But the problem is the American people are catching on. I'm going to the Mac of corporate.
Are they though?
Corporate slop bowls to figure out
Are they though?
What the hell is going on. New York City. Let's go find some wet rice. Tonight.
When you look at... Is that slang for finding an Asian prostitute?
I said sell rice, buy corn.
No way! It's this guy!
Wait. First meeting of the day. We're going to Chopped. Come with me.
Bro, a restaurant that ends in T instead of ED, don't even think about it.
Salmon miso ginger, please.
Don't even think about it.
For whatever odd reason,
I'm gonna go get lunch at Raped. It's not wrapped, it's raped.
it smells like absolute shit. Like the epitome of a human turd. I'm not sure why, but we persevere on regardless.
Okay, so Chopped is a chopped salad spot. They have about what looks to be about 12 to 15 set salads on the menu. But of course, you can customize your own. I got this salmon one that has like radish and green onions and crispy onion as well. I mean,
if the produce is all right, if the produce is quality, that's
you
fine.
Come to any of these places,
depending on the price.
Deemed as a slop bowl enjoy. I don't think it is really particularly visually appealing, but this in particular is just kind of a random amalgamation. Let's see what we get.
Are we gonna end up with people being mind raped by the slop bowl discourse and the combination of like being American, so they're disgusted by salads? What if most of the people who watch the slop bowl videos are like, yeah, it's fucking disgusting, but in their head, when they visualize slop bowl, they're thinking just like of a salad.
Yeah. Seasoned a little bit, and it actually has a bit of moisture to it. It seems a bit fresh, but rice.
They added
in
a lot
salad,
of water.
It seems super alien foreign to me. Let's have another bite. See if I can repair that bias I have. Nope, I cannot. And you got these little bits of, I believe, barely cooked sweet potato, and they're just so unappealingly crunchy, like borderline chewy. The only thing on this that really appeals to me is salmon, because I'm kind of a slut.
I thought he was going to say the sauce.
It is what it is. Would I come back? Probably not. I mean, if you bought it for me, I probably would finish the bowl begrudgingly. I'd give this maybe about a C minus, honestly. It's food. And actually, looks like we have another meeting in about 10 minutes or so we gotta get going. Either you have that report on my desk by Monday, or your family starved.
This Kava place. That was specifically called out in the last video.
On the street tonight.
Let's see what's there.
Hi, can I do a bowl with grains? I'll do red pepper, please. Cucumber, corn, and
Can I do it? Do people really be saying, can I do it? I'm a polite consumer. I say, please may I have. I don't say, can I do it? I say, please may I have.
this right here. Broccoli, I'll broccoli.
So Kava is described as a Mediterranean fast casual spot. So that's where you see things like your pitas, you see things like lamb meatballs. So that's why I'm going to indulge in a lamb meatball, because that's easily probably going to be the biggest deviation from your normal slop bowl.
Slap me!
Ooh, I cannot too.
Would you excrete for me a bowl of meatball?
So that lamb meatball, teeming with...
Could you ship me one of them kebab logs?
with flavor, right? Dry as the Sierra Desert. So there's a bit more uniformity to it. You got your ground meat, you got some rice, a little bit of veggie right here, and your sauces. Everything seems to go together better than the random imaginations you might find at these other spots here. But between like the tzatziki sauce, the red pepper paste, and just those options, a very welcome change to the formula. This is like a solid B minus.
Change
could be
to
a little
the
higher,
formula.
but that dryness of that meat is really, I'm sorry, I gotta take this. I'll do your coleslaw. And then like a little bit of feta. What sauce do you suggest? I'll try your zesty jalapeno. Please and thank you. Okay, so Naya is a Lebanese fast casual spot. Big sign back there boasting about their Middle Eastern flavors here. Another one that kind of excites me.
I'm noticing a theme to this slop.
Per Tony Stark, I have a big place in my heart for beef shawarma. Let's see what we're gonna get cracked into. So this one is absolutely the most abstract one. Is that the nice way to say that? We've had
Yeah, this is the one that looks the most fucking grim.
today, but honestly, I have the most hope for this one as far as taste goes. I'm a big Middle Eastern food fan, big Lebanese food fan. You
Enjoy your slop then, sir.
get a little beef shawarma, a little rice, a little hummus on a spoon. Usually you can't lose one, but let's see what we got. This one's actually pretty good. So that feta cheese is always going to give you like a bit of warm richness, and then you got that like jalapeno sauce on there. Just kind of pop, putting some balls in your balls, if you will. Round 2 for science. This one's actually fire. Well-seasoned, juicy beef. The rice is actually cooked down.
I don't
It's
believe
not hard. It's not damn near crispy. Best one by far we've had so far. But when you look around, they don't look like they give a. It just seems very, very
You just like hummus.
plain Jane, quaint.
You just
know,
like
if you think
hummus.
Corporate.
You just
This
like
is probably
hummus.
what you think of when you go to a corporate restaurant, right? But the flavors carry heavy at Naya. When you're a busy businessman like me, it gets stressful. I could see why someone would come, take a load off, and fill their gut with some Naya. This is like an A. This is a solid A. Looks like shit, but as far as
Yeah, it
taste goes,
does.
everything
Okay,
it's supposed to
at
do.
least he made the comment about the most abstract. You were being very euphemistic. You needed to say it straight up. Glad you did.
Okay, so the bane of my existence, Chipotle. Let's see if it does any better by me in New York. So you guys know historically I am not the biggest fan of Chipotle because they are probably the most inconsistent out of any of these spots. Sometimes you're gonna get hot food, sometimes you're gonna get cold food, sometimes you're gonna get nothing. And what the f is this? Should I be pissed off about this? Probably not. Am I pissed off about it? Absolutely. Just because it's Chipotle. I got barbacoa because it is my favorite.
Why is the water in that bottle? That's the kind of bottle that Jimmy's coffee comes in at the train station here.
Kind of meat when it comes to these places, so to at least give it a fighting chance. And a recurring theme of this type of food, it just looks like a baby played in it. You have to get a little bite of everything. I'm not gonna lie to you, that barbacoa is barbacoa-ing. It looks really good. Let's see if it is. I'm not sure how they managed to f up my favorite protein. It just tastes like salt water. Where usually you have some cumin, you have some paprika, you'll have a little bit of like maybe even chili.
You guys over there in the US say cumin? There's no way.
At least what I feel like I tasted it. It just tastes like beef and
There's no way you pronounce it cumin.
salt. A lot of salt at that. My usual gripe is that Chipotle food may not be the hottest. They serve you room temperature meat.
That's holy shit. That is the #1 problem with food these days. Temperature. Cheapest place, most expensive place. The inconsistency of serving temperature. That is the real cancer. 100% everywhere. That is the biggest problem that's everywhere.
It's piping hot, temperature-wise, but it is such a salt bomb in your mouth that blood pressure will be in the comments, I'm sure, reaming me a new one. And that's the thing about a lot of these places, the lack of consistency. I can go somewhere and this would be an amazing bowl, but then I go to the one down the street and it's just dog water, which is terrible. It's disappointing. This is going to be about a deep.
How is cumin pronounced? Cumin.
For me. The only reason it's not an F is because the corn is edible. If Chipotle is your go-to, if you enjoy this establishment
Let me know in the comments so we can talk about this. So, usual question when it comes to the slop bowl scene is: are you a Chipotle person? Or are you a Qdoba person? Me personally, I usually gonna rock with Qdoba 9 times out of 10. But let's see if they are slopping a little worse.
I feel like you have to have like a dog mindset to buy a bowl of slop like that, especially the way it's presented in particular. Like the hospital sputum sample bowl for you to gack into, but your food's in it. It's like a level of presentation that puts me off.
Or better than Chipotle in New York. It's gonna do your surf and turf, please. No queso.
There are some presentation deal breakers for me.
Yeah, I'll do your corn, your tomatoes, maybe a little cilantro after that. Okay, so other than busting my ass, we decided to grab a surf and turf. You got your steak, you got your shrimp, a new citrus, something shrimp or whatnot. I don't know if I've ever had Qdobas.
That shit is blown out. I don't really know what you can do with the lighting in there.
Shrimp. It's almost a scary concept.
That is nuclear. That is like the gates to heaven in a bowl.
Because
it's such a struggle, man. Lighting is hell. I fucking hate videos. I learned from my food channel that I fucking hate light. Fuck light. It's so fucking shit. I hate light.
These dishes, these foods, these ingredients are always left out. You got plump shrimp, you got juicy looking steak, a little bit of roughage here for us too. Let's wrap that up. It's fair. It's not its usual glory that I've come to know Qdoba as. The shrimp's a little chewy. For it to be this special, like, citrus...
Chewy?
Spiced,
don't eat it!
Getting is salt. It's not...
What the fuck do you mean chewy
like
shrimp?
But all you get is just like a salt flavor on it. The steak's cooked well. It's tender. It's all just very overall lackluster. Very basic bitch, if you will. If I was being generous, I'd...
Maybe if it's been on the grill too long, ooh. You should know it's going to be chewy if it's chewy. If it looks normal and plump and it's chewy, don't eat it. You're going to die.
Give it a C. I really don't know if I would go anywhere other than across the street to grab it. And you know, the sad thing is for me to be such a fan of this place and to on Chipotle every opportunity I get. It's just dog water. I mean, they're just as close to neck and neck as I think the two have ever been as far as my grading scale goes. It's just extremely average, and it breaks my black ass heart. So I hear there's a gentleman who's pretty much the king of your corporate slop bowl, and I have a 130 with the gentleman. Let's go find him. My guy, how are you? Yes, sir.
My friend.
Well, I'll follow you in. This is your home. I'm following your lead.
I eat
Sweet
here
green.
every day for at least 4 to 6 years in a row.
Is he like the Jared of Subway, but of Sweet Green?
Same thing every day.
And what made it Sweet Greens opposed to like a Chipotle, opposed to a Naya or something like
It
that?
was the cleaner eating. When you know that you're going to have comfort food, even if it's not defined as traditional comfort food, if it's comfortable for you, then it's comfort food, right?
Exactly. So what's that order that people were stealing?
That is Goy cattle hypnosis language. If it's comfortable for you, then it's comfort food. You like eating the diarrhea slop? Makes you feel comfortable. It's comfort food for you. It's soul food for you. Don't listen to any word that comes out of this man. This man is Satan. Literally Satan. Don't listen to it.
Crazy at face value. I assume you want me to order first.
Yeah, I'm going to follow your lead. I'm going to do exactly what you did.
Oh, you really?
Yep.
Oh, you're really?
I'm following your lead. You're the king.
Cool.
It's your world. I'm just saying.
All right. So I guess we're going to do 2 of the same. So we're going to start with a blend for the base. No rice or quinoa, please. Broccoli, tomatoes, a triple order of cucumbers. We actually make that a quadruple for each, please. Carrots, cabbage. They're each going to get lemon. An egg, tofu.
Egg.
We're going to do balsamic vinegar, not the vinaigrette, just the vinegar.
I know why you said that word twice. I know what you're doing.
Like medium or heavy? Medium, please. And then
How many times can you say vinegar until the black guy you're filming with starts to like get a bit? You've said it 8 times now.
And a light of the hot sauce, please. You can do one more squirt per. Perfect. I can eat a lot.
I can tell.
Portion-wise, I'm a bottomless pit. This was my way to stay, again, sane is the best way to put it.
Okay.
Super stressful job. So to not have to worry or to be able to idiot-proof what I wear and what I eat was a massive time saver. And now you're like fully in the midst of that world for me.
Who are you? Who are you? Do you have any actual connection to it? This video makes me feel weird.
Well, I can tell you this, Tim. I've been in corporate America for all of about 3 hours, and I can see how this can be kind of a ease of mind kind of a thing. So many things you have to worry about every day, so many uncertainties, so many variables. You know you can depend on your sweet greens, you know?
Dude, I don't have a college degree, so I kept going back to how
He's an influencer known for his love of sweet greens, but like,
how do I eat?
Is this like a Jared from Subway situation? What's going on
myself.
here?
And I would see people that were having that discussion every day, like, what are we gonna eat? What are we gonna eat? What are we gonna eat? And it feels at the core like it's a good pressure release valve. Like it's lunchtime.
Do you guys not have even like supermarket meal deals where it's like £3 for like a sandwich, a snack, and a drink? Do you not have that stuff?
Let's get something good. Like, let's try something new.
The suit is part of the gimmick for this video.
But it inevitably becomes a stress point because then you can't decide, and then maybe it's a miss. And so to just literally be like, I found my jam.
But walk me through this. How are we attacking this monster of a salad? There's a lot going on here.
It's fun. Usually when I would get it back in the day, sometimes they wouldn't chop up the egg.
Okay.
So the first thing I would do, and sometimes just for the, not the shock value, but I would always eat this in a meeting. But because it is truly a slop bowl and that it's just all mushed up together, it's just kind of, you get in it.
Okay, just get in it.
Yeah.
I try both the egg, the tofu, every veggie I can grab on these 4 prongs. Let's see. I appreciate that hot sauce on it.
Necessary.
That brings a bit of levity to it all, you know? The tofu I'm fighting though. I'm fighting that tofu.
It's more sponge-like than it is traditional soft tofu, which is what that's part of what I appreciate.
The commentary about like, is it going to be a hit or not? I guess I can't relate because I just kind of like knowing what things are like, even if it's bad.
About it, it's definitely not meat, but it had a little bit more substance than just your traditional. I actually tried to make this at home once after I left, and I put tofu in a frying pan.
Yeah.
I got the wrong tofu, and it just turned into basically.
Oh, really? Because I was going to ask you, like, do you ever? So I know you're not here spending $30 on a salad every couple of weeks, but
did this motherfucker like buy some silken tofu to liquefy?
You're making it at the house. Sometimes you can't get that craving.
I tried once. Done.
This is actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. The hot sauce and the tofu surprised me. Well, again, I appreciate this opportunity, man. It's to be able to sit here and eat one of the meals that kind of got you through a transitional phase of your life.
I don't know who
it
he
feels like
is.
an honor, you know?
I presume he has 500 billion fans. I don't know who he is, though.
Well, you know what, my friend? That
This
might have
means
been my
nothing to
favorite bowl of sweet greens ever. Thinking back again to the days where I first saw you on TikTok. And to see your beautiful face and hear that voice sitting across the table from me, life doesn't get any better than that, my friend. Thank you again for inviting me out. That's a lunch I will never forget.
Thanks for teaching me the way, Tim. My corporate career and slop bowl journey.
This feels wrong. This feels fucking suspect, to be honest. Is this motherfucker connected to them? What is this? Is it just the meme that he likes them? Even the way the video's edited.
Thanks for teaching me the way, Tim.
This shit!
My corporate career.
This shit
journey
is like something wrong is happening here. Wait. I guess he's really TikTok only. Never mind. I don't like that his YouTube profile has a Dropbox link. That makes me scared. I would not click. If a YouTube profile has a Dropbox link in it, don't click that. Don't click him. Tim, choose Sano, Sweet Greens. Or it's Sweet Green. Why Sweet Green is losing millions of dollars every month. Let's go. No, I think they have like America disease. I think they have America disease, wherein they naturally create ads. They can't help it. They can't help it. It's like when WPC gets Dr. Squatch products, and he just instinctively creates an ad. What else do we have? Everything wrong with Factor. Hey, look, it's genetically modified skeptic. Is he going to tell us about how everyone told me he's cute again? What do we have? What are we going to do? The UK is broken. I've got England flags up on lampposts around where I am. No one takes them down. Confessions of a fast food employee. Why are we eating slop? God, this really was a fucking trend, wasn't it? Really was a fucking trend. Exposing the corrupt police with bikini bottom. This family is pedo baiting. Probably. Whether you want to or not. That fucking pedo interview with Psychology in Seattle, with the fucking pedo talk about how, yeah, there are all these fucking discords of ethical pedos. What they do is they find family content and they find the kids they think are attractive and only share clothed photos of them from influencer content. And they don't contact them, so it's ethical. Like, that was where I went, no, you do not put your kids in content. That, like, you may have noticed I suddenly was like, hardline, don't fucking put your kids online. Where we're just suddenly like, you may have noticed me suddenly taking that hard line. That's why, in case you weren't aware. That interview where the guy was like, they have these discords and they share like Instagram pics of clothed kids, so it's okay. It's like, don't put your kid online. Don't do it under any... They're looking for it. They're looking for it. Yes, they are doing that. That's who your audience is. Don't. Right? Anyway. Eating every banquet meal I could find. Have you guys seen it feels like a bit like it's becoming a trend of food influencers getting refunds. Gary and Danny got the Salt Bay refund, and then they got more refunds, and then Greeno's talking about his refunds, and other people are like, I got refunded. I feel like that could sort of spiral into an issue, potentially, if people aren't reasonable. That kind of looks like Matt Colville. The Salt Bay... I'm not saying the refunds that I've seen are undeserved. I'm just saying, if that becomes... Because obviously it's put in the title, it's put in the thumbnail. If that becomes a content trend, I could see it becoming hell. Have I looked at the settlement offer Alyssa Mercanti posted? I gotta be honest, I don't really know any of the details. It's the Smash JT versus Alyssa Mercanti. I'm not even 100% right now on who's suing who in that case. I presume it's her going for him, yes? Is it a harassment thing? They'll just shoo away anyone who looks like a reviewer since they know it'll be... Maybe not that extreme, but sort of my... You know how this... the streamers in Japan problem? As someone who goes out and films food at restaurants, I'm just like, please don't become a trend. Please don't become the, like, content trend of, like, this was bad and got refunded and baiting for it. Please don't let that become a thing. The history of mayonnaise. Baja. Is that Justin Trudeau? $105 orange juice. We're scrolling. Corporate slop is killing our cities. Show you Roman. I need to go to my own channel. It's true, we do need a Roman update. Introduced all of his ChatGPT logs into the discovery. Hang on, I need to go into my VODs and I need to remind myself of what his new channel's called. His ChatGPT shit got leaked. I might have to look into it then. Maybe next week. Maybe on Saturday. Slop, Prison Man's video. The Fan Man would be the VOD. Big Man. Big R Man. I like how my own VOD isn't loading. Very good. That's my favorite. And when it does load, I'm on the Rich Hen 24/7. Let's see if he has any updates. Nope. His last video is still "Will customer service help me?" 2 weeks ago. And his last community post is the one we already saw. ChatGPT to generate bedtime stories for your kids. That's straight up like soulless bug person behavior. Just fucking make stuff up for your kids. Do you not have anything in here? Just do a story. We're losing bards. The bardic tradition is dying. Do people get overinvested in media because they actually like don't have an imagination? Is that what's happening? This isn't even like a bit or a joke. But I misread that as I was bred. What happens when you switch a hearing aid to the T position? That's kind of interesting. The age of addictions. Aphantasia is indeed a thing. Smash AT gave me like $20 one time. Maybe ChatGPT told him to. ChatGPT, do you like AI? Give me a good topic. What's a good topic? Let's search for some shit. Cream. I'll combine the two first suggestions. Cream, autism, recovery. Bonding with autistic children. Isn't that being a VTuber? Anyway. New autism treatment. Autism recovery, questioning the impossible. Autistic children and food. I'm going to click on this and it's going to be a fucking video about me.
This is something that I wrote when I was 10 or 11. It was, and still is, my life philosophy. Dream it, do it, put your mind to it.
Hey, do this!
When I see the videos, it amazes me
I
that
got
at one
better.
point in my life, I had autism. And it makes me realize how fortunate I am to recover.
Is this Moist Critical 10 years ago?
Jake was one of these kids
Why?
who...
I don't want to see fucking... Don't... I get fucking, like, triggered by this shit because I'm like, I know who's fucking screen capping that. I don't want that on my fucking... I don't want that on my fucking stream. Because I know who gets angry at me and looks at my stream and I'm just like, I'm not fucking giving that to you. Fuck. Think it, cream it, do it. What is Slop and why it gives me hope? All right.
Good morning, John. Recently, OpenAI closed down its AI-generated scrollable video app Sora. Even after it spent multiple days on the top of the App Store back a few months ago, something about this app was entirely unsustainable. Meanwhile, Disney has abandoned its partnership with OpenAI in what feels like a bit of a, oh good, perhaps nature is healing kind of way. But then, at the same time, a series about sexy fruit people called Fruit Love Island is popping off on TikTok, hitting...
No, you know what's popping off on Twitter? Fucking cuckold content. All over the fucking place. All that fruit shit is cuck stuff.
3 million followers in like 10 days of posting. So perhaps nature is not healing. Perhaps nature is on fire.
But like cuck stuff for kids.
Perhaps, as the medium youngs say, we are cooked. John, all of this has been fitting into a thing I've been thinking about a lot. And despite the fact that this is a part of culture that's very...
Like if you watch the videos that are like, you know, Tung 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 Sahur or whatever, you know, the like wooden bat guy? You watch like 20 videos of him cutting someone's legs off and selling them. Right? Fuck you, bunny. The ones where the bat guy does something like horrible to someone, like he cuts off a mermaid's tail and like sells it, and all those fucking videos. I watched a bunch of those. And then you start getting these videos of like fruits. Like Strawberry Girl and Banana Girl. And it is, you watch like 5 of them and it's like, wait, all 5 of these are just like, oh, she fucking cheats on Strawberry Man with Banana Man and then has a banana. She, like fucking Banana Woman cheats on Banana Man with Strawberry Man and has a banana. It's all just fucking cuck shit, all of it.
difficult to touch without getting burned. I'd like to actually ask the question, what is...
Like the Tung Tung Sahur stuff is just him doing various horrible things and upsetting like Sharkman and stuff like that. The Fruit People videos are all cuck shit.
Slop. Because there is definitely a thing that is slop. Like, it's not just like a mean word to say about AI stuff. It's a real thing, and it might actually be somewhat easy to draw a line around it, which makes it weird that I've not seen anyone try that yet. Or maybe it's actually hard because we'd all like to believe.
Having harmful opinions as your username is a bad idea in the UK because they can literally say the username is unironic. I'm not scared, don't worry, Sean Barsheep.
That Fruit Love Island is slop, but I'm worried that it's actually not.
Listen to me, if you don't get out of here...
No, that's slop. But what if it isn't?
That's funny.
There's a murderer among us.
So when you think, what is slop? The first thing you're going to think is AI. The second thing you're going to think is probably something to do with effort. Like slop is synonymous with low effort. Last night, I came across a video of a kid doing a really cool dance on Instagram, and I wanted to share it with Catherine. But then I stared at it for like 2 minutes, pausing on a bunch of different frames to make sure it wasn't AI. And it wasn't.
I was on Instagram. I found this really cool video of a kid. I wanted to put it in my Discord.
Doing that dance,
it's everywhere.
Cool, but if it was AI generated,
it's
then
making
even
me
if it was
paranoid,
the exact
man.
same video, it would not be impressive or cool. Like, the reason it's cool is that this video contains, you know, this one dance he did, but it also contained all of the work that that kid has done and all of the talent that that kid has. Whereas this AI video of 2 people doing the cowboy boogie dance is not impressive.
Vlog Brother Man. If you learned today that every single example of something you liked was actually generated by time-traveling AI, would that change how you felt about it when you believed otherwise?
People think that it is because they think that it is real, but it isn't. So it isn't. But low effort isn't
Vlog brother be like, I'm not into it if the kid isn't real.
actually the same thing as slop. This is annoying, but it is true. As an example, if this video had a bunch of background noise and I needed to clean it up 5 years ago, that would have been much harder than it is now. AI tools are pretty good at cleaning up sound, and no one would think that this video would be slop because it was lower effort because an AI tool was used. And that's because some things are created for utility. If I'm using a tool to clean up audio on a video, I do not care how hard the tool worked. I do not care whether a programmer spent half their life making that tool or whether it was created by Claude in an afternoon. I just care how easy the tool is to use and how good it is at its job. And I think this is part of why AI in code has been mostly, weirdly, kind of fine. Like, not totally uncontroversial, obviously, not totally unproblematic, obviously, but there
Notch
has
is
not
gonna
been like
find
a
you and
giant
kill you.
culture-shattering backlash to what if programmers use AI to
I
write
stream
some
5
code,
days a week for a
because
couple
code,
hours.
for most people, most of the time, is almost entirely utility. And I think this is why the reception to AI art-like things have been much more
Art-like
backlashy,
things.
and why the word slop is much more likely to be aimed at writing or
Art like fruit cuckold stories.
images or animation than at code. Now, is this fair to code and coders? Perhaps not. I'm just
7,000 years! Take off these chains and say it again!
describing the world as
That's
it is.
art. Sorry, that's art.
Is not as it should be. This is how we are reacting to it. That's what I'm making the case for. So that was mostly all preamble, and now we move into the next section. Already, for quite a while, we have been in a world of infinite content, like practically infinite content, and in a world
More than you
like
could watch in
that,
your
the
life.
qualities that make one piece of content better than another piece of content are important. Now, what are those qualities? There are many of them. Some of them
Your personal taste. That's pretty much it.
are simply utility, but there's more to it than that. Generative AI, which makes it extremely easy to move from idea to piece of content, is going to be ramping this
Man who values effort and time put into something believes the best piece of art ever is Mr. Beast counting to 5 million.
infinite nature of content up another couple orders of magnitude. And so, follow me on my thought process here, it is not surprising that we immediately identified and named the phenomenon of thing that was only created because going from idea to product is now very easy. And it's also not surprising that we don't really like that. We find that to be less appealing. Now, before I get into the more
I don't. I just think most of it is bad because most people's thoughts are bad. Most people suck. You're sort of like seeing what the people would make if they had the ability to make it. Now, maybe if they went through the process of learning the skills, they would also develop taste. But there are many very skilled people who have no taste as well. You're just seeing more of it. Really, I find that like the process and knowing about it, and especially if it's hard, can make something cooler, but I don't feel for me that the lack of such a thing functions as a negative against something.
human reasons why, I also want to say that there's like an almost economic inevitability here. Given our previously stated world of infinite content, something has to be the distinguishing factor that becomes the reason one piece of content is preferable to another piece of content. And I apologize to the artists of the world, but when I say content, I do mean all art and also non-art objects that contain information. I'm sorry. That's the word.
The deciding factor
But
is
things that
the
are
impact it has on you when you experience it.
able to be easily produced by typing a prompt into a chat box will immediately stop being the kind of content that we prefer to other kinds of content. Humans are pattern matching machines.
There's an element you're missing. You have to be, in order for that selection and distinction to matter, you have to know that it is.
We can see things that look like something else after only like 2 or 3 examples of a style. And if something is very easy to create, then there will be way more than 2 or 3 examples quite quickly, and our brains will immediately devalue those things. I think this is in part because our minds will understand that not very much effort was put into that stuff, but I think just as much it is because there will just
Explain the enduring love of fart jokes.
be lots of it. And if there's lots of something, it simply is less valuable. Like, it both is less valuable because there's so much of it, and is perceived to have less value because that's how we understand value. Like, things that are common are less valuable. So slop is basically any kind of content that is so easy to make that there is so much of it that it immediately destroys its own value.
I think that's a much narrower category than he's making it sound like.
Which is an almost inevitable outcome of the promised use case of generative AI. Now, I don't think it's the only use case of generative AI, but like a big promised use case is generative AI will make things easy to make. But
Yeah, but the devaluation comes from the knockoffs. I think that will also devalue that which had effort put in to create that is similar. The thing that will be valuable will be something that is conceptually original, which then will like instantly be crushed by the clones that will be effortless.
Thing that is easy to make will quickly come to be understood by people as slop by virtue of them.
The streamer of $5 Superberry. Effort and quality used to be okay first glance filter for determining if the person who made the content put passion and thought into it.
Yeah, somewhat. I think there's also stuff where people get mind raped into thinking something has to be good because it was hard to do. Which happens in music sometimes. That's why you end up with the guitar shredman, whose music all just sounds like dog shit, and who have people who are like, this is awesome because it's hard and you did it, and I understand guitar and I know it's hard, so I think that's great. But then musically it's fucking ass.
Being easy to make. The promised use case is it makes things easy to make. The result is either that thing contains utility and thus is doing a job, and it's just doing the job,
sure,
or that thing is slop. Like, those are the two outcomes. That's just the economic case, but obviously there's more to it than this. Sometimes there is like a piece of this that is simply about utility, and I think generative AI can actually be good at that part. Sometimes, even if the content itself is kind of sloppy, if the idea is good, it can carry it forward, and then we at least like have something there doing that work. Like, for example, sometimes I'll be watching a YouTube video and the person speaking, this is a human being speaking, will say like, now here's the part that matters. And then they'll end that paragraph with, it's not just a mistake, it's a surrender. Or some other like super obvious generative AI.
Imagine, do you know the strawberry cancer cat? Where it's like the story of the cat with strawberry cancer that an old man looks after, and the cat slowly becomes more and more strawberry. People are like sick of it because there's a million of them instantly. But if there was only one, people would love it more, I think.
But like ultimately, I kind of keep watching that video. I don't like discard that person as a potential creator because I do think they had the idea for the content. I'm trying to think through these issues. They're providing a tool that helps me think through these issues, even if it was in part or in whole.
And I don't think people feel that way because it was easy to do. I think it happened because it was easy to do. And because so many clones that you could consume instead that are like on par quality wise. When you can clone something and it's on par quality wise, like if you have some original non-AI thing and then the AI clones are nowhere close, it doesn't matter. But if there's some original thing and then the AI clones are like on par, that original thing is just fucked.
Like the script was composed by generative AI, I'm like, okay, but like I need to think about this and I'm doing the dishes. For like a less embarrassing, more direct example, like this video on Twitter had 25,000 likes and nobody was confused by whether it was real. They just thought it was funny that a cat flipped noodles onto its head. And that's not really...
Unless you're like a Thai grandma. Thai grandmas will eat the same picture forever. Slight variations on the same image, literally forever. I've been on Facebook, I've seen it.
A joke that's worth telling if you need to set up the scene in Blender, but it's worth telling if you just start typing it into a prompt. And for a lot of people, at least, it was worth watching. I'm not saying all of those likes were human beings, but some of them were. But for how long, though, right? Like maybe just for the first few times. Eventually, you see like the 30th video like this that's...
You think it's more that people never used to be aware of the vast majority of art that took a lot of time and effort but turned out shit? I get... It's... Well, so there's another element to it, sex freakman, yeah. The access to it, the easy access to a ton of it. Back in the day, the only art you'd see were the masterpieces.
Setting up a pretty funny little circumstance, but you realize it's just less enjoyable than the first one you watched. It's just slop now, because it's so easy to make, it no longer feels worth watching. And Fruit Love Island, I know people hate Fruit Love Island.
Grape
I don't like
Enzo?
it, but it turns out to be a pretty interesting case study here. Obviously, this content is not for the sophisticated viewer, it's for children, but there is work going into it. I watched a bunch of Fruit Love Island. There are scenes, there are moments, there are choices that are made to intentionally build tension. There's music in the background that is intentionally designed.
It's about as real as actual Love Island, to be fair, right?
And to change
What's
the
the
feel
difference?
of the scene. I think, though I cannot be sure, that there are choices being made here by humans to make the story more compelling. Now, obviously,
I don't know if this one is cuckold shit, but given it being like a Love Island fruit thing, it probably is.
A billion times easier to make Fruit Love Island today than it would have been 2 years ago, but if you asked me to make Fruit Love Island, I probably wouldn't be able to do it. I don't understand the audience well enough, I don't understand the tropes of reality TV, I don't understand the choices that they are making. I'd probably need to hire a couple of people to help with editing. I don't think it's good, but I can see choices being made. I don't know if those choices are being made by humans, but effort, whether human or non-human effort, is, I can see it in there. But it doesn't...
I'm gonna start. Someone's gonna post a cool thing they made, and I'll be like, "Yeah, but how much effort did you put in?" And by effort, I mean how much water was used for this? How much compute? You moved your hand a bit. That's fucking nothing. How much coal had to be burned to make this? How much gas? None. What? A few pieces of chicken went into this?
Doesn't seem like the thing where I could
ate
type a prompt into a chat box and then have Fruit Love Island come out the other end. Duplicating Fruit Love Island at this point probably would be pretty trivial, but not entirely trivial. However,
I think the venue you experience art in is very important as well. As an art gallery enjoyer, I think it's devalued by seeing it on your phone as well, personally.
Will get more trivial. And so if Fruit Love Island is not slop now, it will be soon. This is, I think, the most important case that I'm making in this video.
Because part of what it is to you as you experience is a thing on your phone.
Ease of creating things increases. Things that for a moment feel somewhat novel and valuable will feel less novel and less valuable, which is why I'm not particularly worried about Fruit Love Island. I'm worried about other stuff.
Yeah, but bro, the kids are getting their brains melted. I'm
not that worried about Fruit Love Island. Now, obviously, there's a spectrum of the kinds of people and why and how they enjoy media, but I think that
it will become less novel because it will become the water your children are swimming in. It will become the air that they breathe.
People care about the stories around what they consume. I think that everybody knows that watching a video of two people AI dancing is different from an actual person moving their actual body. And I think that regardless, this transition does a lot of harm. The faster it happens, the more harm it will do. It's hard. Now we're all going to be asking ourselves all the time who is real and who isn't. Some real dancers will be scrolled past because they look too AI, while some people maybe who have already established themselves
cyber psychosis
as real people who have real bodies might have more of a foothold and be able to hold.
Good art galleries don't fucking have that shit, man. The ones I go to, the plaque tells you who made it, when, and where, and it's not you fucking. It doesn't make an argument for it being good. Sometimes there's gay retarded art where there is an argument for it being good, but it's okay, the curator is fucking. The real art is the plaque. Because it's funny to see the curator coping. They know people are going to look at this and be like, what is this retarded shit? And the art of that is imagining the curator being just fucking shitter shattered about it.
on, and those people will become like an entrenched interest. I don't know. There's like a lot of different second and third order effects here, but I think that there is a chance.
Go to an art gallery that's actually like preserving really old shit. Go to like a university attached art gallery.
And obviously this can go in more than one direction at once, but there is a chance that part of what this will do is it will make us care about human effort more, not less. Like, we will be able to identify the weird choices, the more interesting leaps. We will care about why a person or a group of people made a bunch of collective decisions to end up in one place rather than another.
Okay, but I've had enough of you. Strawberry Cancer Cat. Do you guys know about this? Where is it? Why doesn't searching Strawberry Cancer Cat get me any Strawberry Cancer Cat? Hang on, Strawberry Cancer Cat old man saves. Okay, here's an example. This has a really low view count though. This shit, like every upload was getting like 20 million views. There's a strawberry cat on the street. Grandpa took it home and fed it chicken and strawberries. You sleep so well every night. So cozy one day they'll go pick strawberries. A group of bad guys showed up, wanting to claim Grandpa's hard-grown strawberries as their own. And even make Grandpa work for them. All the strawberries are getting taken away. Grandpa and Meow Meow are feeling so helpless. Please don't help them let their strawberries get taken away. The phrasing. There we go. And there are like a million Thai grandmas who think this is real and are like petitioning for strawberries to be protected, man. It's a social movement. Where are all the other ones? These are all... Where are the originals? This is like a low view count one again.
Strawberry Cat is a stray cat. The kind grandfather adopted it. Grandpa took it on a carousel. Dress it up as Spider-Man. They are so happy taking a strawberry bath together, and Grandpa went for a bike ride. Suddenly, a group of bad guys rushed over. Grandpa was caught by them. So pitiful. X. Seeing that Grandpa was in danger, Meow Meow exploded, evolved into Gunara. The dark god used Chibaku Tensi to save Grandpa. You must not support Meow Meow. I'm afraid she'll come to your house to eat strawberries if she...
This isn't good. That doesn't have the magic. That's a bad one. That's a bad one.
Strawberry Cat is a stray cat. A kind grandfather adopted it. Grandpa took it on a
No, one of the older ones is like the Strawberry Cat washed away. Hang on. Sort by popularity. No, but ascending, please. Sorry, you can only sort by popularity. Sorry, sort by descending, please. You can only sort by popularity ascending? What the fuck is wrong with YouTube? No, I didn't say I wanted low view count. I said I kept finding low view count ones. I want the originals, the old ones. For the Strawberry Cat. What the fuck? That's irritating. Let's see if I can find... Yo. Do you want to see a video that terrifies me? Right away, it horrifies me. Do you remember I told you about that horrifying video of a grandma? 97-year-old grandma makes soba from scratch every day in Japan. You need to, like, lower her workstation. Look at this! This gives me the fucking heebie-jeebies. It sends shivers down my spine. She's one slip head smashed open. Why is she on that? She's 97 fucking years old. Just lower it for her. Someone. It's like watching fucking Final Destination. Leave her alone. I'm not being mean to her. I'm scared for her. Here, watch this 100-year-old woman balance on death traps all day. Holy fuck. Get her platform shoes, maybe. And next we're going to see her cooking with a flame that's like pointed out of the wall directly at her. Doing things do be good for the elderly. Walking and all sorts of stuff. Terrifying. A heartwarming sushi restaurant with a love. And then imagine I find out that this is AI generated or something. A one-man make Japanese okonomiyaki restaurant. That sounds like it's going to have a long wait. Sounds like a good way to wait for a long time. I like that she stands on a rock, and I love how that looked like wood to me. I don't know, maybe petrified wood. Just one of those dun. Why Japan makes you slim without effort. Because on your wages you won't afford anything. Kunk on food. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, the first year in diagnosis. That's some more. Why is YouTube just giving me like horrifying? Why is YouTube giving me like grandmas on balance beams dangling over death? Giving me people, hey, like, here's the video about this disease where you learn you're fucked because like you start limping and you know that inevitably you're not going to be able to move and your body's going to shut down. Don't give me these. I don't want to see it. Jason Becker was enough. Jason Becker was enough. Hurry up and cure Lou Gehrig's disease. The shorts tab? The shorts tab.
I recently picked up the world's weirdest pizza oven and tried cooking a fresh pizza on it.
Okay.
And while it came out okay, everybody in the comments made it clear that this thing was made for frozen pizza.
Oh, is it like
not
a
fresh pies.
record
Since I'll always be a
player?
simp for some frozen za, no matter how many pizzas I make, I decided to give it another whirl. And I gotta say,
I'd buy that if it generated a track based on the pizza.
you guys were totally right. Easy 6.9 out of 10.
Will they bite? Yes, but
They should.
playfully. Yes, the beak hurts.
Yo, those guys are cool. They go dun 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 dun. They go dun 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 in their chest. They're cool. Okay. Just some fucking goo. Ramen goo. Okay. La Crusette! Oh, Le Crusette, whatever. I got a Le Crusette mug today. I replaced my old broken one. My viewing habits don't affect what I see because I only look at this shit on a browser that wipes itself after my stream.
Hi, how are you
I'm
doing
immune.
today? Can I get... Hi, how are you doing today? I'm good, how are you? I'm good, what can I get you? A Longhorn roll?
That fucking please can I get? I don't like it. I don't like it either. I don't like it. Please may I have? Oh. This is actually how they dispose of the elderly in China. It's grandma in there. There's a stressful food video. Dancing bacons. They went to a sushi place. Okay, take a bet. What's gonna stress me out about this revolving sushi place? They're probably in China. I'm pretty sure one of my Chinese friends went here. Taiwan. Uh-oh, I made a mistake. Not China, not China, not China. Depends who's listening. Alright. Hamburger sushi, the coughing, no. Hang on. We need to see the... Look at this shit on the belt. It's all overlapping. I couldn't go here. I would have to only take the ones that aren't touching. I would cause a catastrophe. I would cause a fucking disaster. I'd grab one of them and half of the shit would come off the rack, man. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. 30, 40, 60, 100, $150? Excuse me? How much is a Taiwanese dollar?
Things that are normal in medicine that would be insane anywhere else. You resuscitate.
Sticking your finger in a stranger's ass. Okay, there you go. Using your fingers is fine. She's gonna make it. No, that shit's all stuck together. It's gonna flip all as one piece. It's stuck together. The starch has glued them together. It's gonna flip as one piece. It's gonna be fine. Duh.
What up? I know, I got a huge nail in this tire. Bro.
Okay.
Hey.
Glorping. I mean, there's thick pieces of bread in general.
Whether a tile worker gets paid or not depends entirely on his skill. When a worker finishes...
I convinced a client
Trying
not
too
to
hard.
order for the first time in my life. On the one hand...
Whatever. Polos. Did you know if you take like a sugary mint and you scrape it along a wall, it produces a flicker of light? That's a fun one.
So good.
Normal people don't do that. That's not real. No, incorrect. Okay, look. Okay, look. Okay, chill.
The guy in the shirt hit really hard.
Is he okay? Looks like that Iranian meme general. Oof.
24/7 Korean ice cream stall with no staff.
I don't like
Day
that
4.
face. That's filtered.
Please no more ice cream. Please no more ice cream.
The character artist at Epic Games.
This is our famous smoked rib, and look, I'm gonna cut it with the...
Is that what Obama's doing
That's
now?
how soft it's gonna be.
Go on then, let me see. Okay.
And look.
You took all the... What are you doing to it?
Well, I'm gonna give you a taste now, mate.
I want it in slices. I want to rip it up myself.
Here's something interesting. Ready? You know who the smartest person in the world was? Well, was the first person to figure out you can build a ship. Everything you make the ship out of is denser than water, and it can float. You can build a ship out of steel.
That does blow me away when I
Doesn't
see
work.
it.
It changed.
Will waffle cake batter battered and waffle batter waffle?
This is a perfect island seed for your next 2-week phase.
Don't want your damn island seed. Hawaiians always trying to give me their island seed.
Brudak seasoning powder, mayo, chili flakes, green onions, garlic, ketchup, brudak sauce, 1 egg yolk. Mix everything together. Pour in some milk.
Yeah.
Add the noodles, rice cakes, tomatoes. Cook for 5 minutes. Pan fry the sausage and bacon.
How do you get an idiot to say how? What? What do you mean? How do you get an idiot to say how?
Never mind all that. You know that I can fit a really large vehicle like an SUV into a
Here we go.
small...
You got her. Make your own Yeah, sure.
Lunch at
Guys, I'm in the vortex. I need someone to pull me out.
Fish and
No.
chips cooked in beef dripping in one of the last 3 coal-powered fish and chip shops in
Don't think I've ever had it cooked in beef dripping, actually. I need to go somewhere.
the world. This shop is unchanged since 1915.
People will watch those slop bowl videos and go, I need to learn how to cook myself, and then go watch 20 videos of how to do custom ramen. And
If I reflect light just in that spot. Now put the lenses on. You see that? What do you see?
It's almost like Legos.
Oh, did it pixelate?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Were you wearing that tie before?
That's like, for people who like the goob noises, for people who like the slurp noises, do they like it being this doctored? Because this audio is doctored to fuck. Hello.
Wow, that brisket looks amazing. Can
Oh,
I
it's
have
the clone.
brisket mac and cheese, please?
Yeah, sure, that's fine. I'll get that ready for you.
Great, thank you.
Roast
So
beast.
this guy went viral on Instagram for a series where he would kick his rock every day until it turned into a
Jaguars in the water. Friendly or unfriendly?
One more just like this. I'll place it directly behind you.
Dinners you'll actually...
You don't need a 7-string, but I'm telling you. You don't need something versatile either. You've been saying this since 2018, and you're afraid to admit
You only need 4 strings. Re-entrant tuning.
Anybody want a
All right.
slice of pizza?
I've had enough. Looking at shorts was a mistake. I get vortexed. Alright. I will see you guys on Friday. I will see you guys on Friday. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, Life is Strange on Friday. Life is Strange on Fridays until I'm done with it. That's the plan. That's the plan. I'll see you guys in April. Bye. I'm gone until April. See ya. See ya. Oh, thanks for joining me. Thanks for your viewership, companionship, incredible generosity. Until April, good night, sleep tight. Don't let the bad black cats who want to steal your strawberries bite.